that. Fam, 3-0. It's a celebration Friday. We just did a celebration Monday. Here we are doing a celebration Friday. It doesn't get any better than this. By the way, Rudy, we're not doing scores. No, we're celebrating the victory. We go ahead and have a good time with that. You're 37. Was that ridiculous? 37-12. Duly noted. Josh, good shot. I love what you said about young Montana and Rudy. That is special. Woo! Empire domination. 49ers destroyed Giants on Thursday Night Football. That's just... Oh, my Lord, that hell. Oh, yeah. Fam. The Niners versus Giants deployed Y.A.C. It was a yak fest that drove New York. I mean, it tore them apart from the beginning of the game to the brutal end. That was just vicious. And I loved every moment of it. Oh, God. And in contrast, though, as the league continues to try to come up with a blueprint to stop the 49ers offense, remember, I was echoing this sentiment all for the months coming into the season. I said, listen, guys, before we start doubting the 49ers, who's going to stop Debo, Kittle, B.A.? I just did name a few. Did I say Christian McCaffrey? There's nothing you can do. There's really nothing the team's going to be able to do. We did that yesterday without B.A. Debo did a fine job of stepping up in his place, as did, because we get, 2 touchdowns has become this guy's average. Brock Purdy. Roddy Bell over here. Debo over there. Brock Purdy over here. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? That blueprint is not the Giants' idea of how to stop a 49er. San Francisco, man, but the thing, in the contrast, as the league continues to try to draw up that blueprint, as I mentioned, as the what is to stagger the Niners' offense, the Niners saw more blitz packages in one game than I have ever seen any team go through ever. And I think that it is a record. I don't know what they were thinking, but it didn't work. 49ers still maintain their average. In fact, they may have been the reason why Brock Purdy had his all-time high tonight. Go to the phones for your further reaction to what was supposed to be a tired Niners club that weathered a blitz attack from the Giants of the likes has never been seen before and came out with the W. Oh, can I get an amen? Whew. By the way, for those, and this conversation was going on a lot, get rid of Shanahan, take Lynch with him. No. I've not been an advocate of that. I listened to it, and I didn't have anything back much to say, but I have been thoroughly against that, and I'm just delighted to know that Shanahan and Lynch have indeed been extended. The Niners plan to keep the band together for a long time. They announced today that it has agreed to a multi-year contract extension with Kyle Shanahan and General Manager GM Lynch. Details of the contract are not currently, they're not known. That's fine. All I want to know is that they're not going to leave. I need football people in there, fam. I really do. I don't want some guy that was a great coach or something coming in and a general manager's likewise. I need a guy that actually knows what he's doing and talking about. Comes from a pedigree like Shanahan. I mean, Shanahan has his faults, but think about other coaches around the league that have really some vicious faults, right? So the 49ers communication staff provided the following rundown. Now, the duo joined the Niners in February of 2017, as we know, and have since led the organization to postseason 3 times, claimed 2 NFC West Division titles, 2019 and 2022, reached 3 NFC Championship games, 2019, 2021, 22, and a trip to the Super Bowl. Under their leadership, the Niners have posted a regular season record of 55-46 over the past 7 seasons and gone 6-3 in the playoffs. Mind you, fam, here's the thing. Kyle Shanahan came in with nothing but a bowl and a spoon. He had to mix those ingredients himself, bake that cake into what it is. I know McVay came into an already built machine. All he had to do was apply whatever he knows. And he helped him. No, no. Kyle beats his ass every time he sees him. I know, with the exception of the one time that was seriously important. Well, that's all right. Don't worry about that. That'll be redeemed. Maybe as early as this season. But since 2019, San Francisco's 45 wins are tied for the fourth most in the NFL and are the second most in the NFC. Lynch, a beast in acquiring players who embody the team's culture on the field and in the community since arriving in San Francisco. He has been responsible for drafting studs like, let me go down this list. It gives me great pleasure. All pros: Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Talanoa Hufanga, Debo. Fred Warner, by the way, endorsed expressly by Big Show. So I'm telling you, man, I'm never going to forget you for that, man. I'm sitting there crying about what we need, what I want as far as defensive players, and you told me to stop it. You wanted offense. And I said, well, what are we going to do about the linebackers? Well, it's Fred Warner. Who the hell is that? No! Stop mentioning it. Acquiring key players such as Pro Bowler fullback Kyle Juszczyk, Javon Kinlaw, and free agency, as well as finding late round success in Brock Purdy. Yeah, he gets credit for that. Lynch also led the charge in acquiring running back Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams via trade. I love this guy, man. I really do. In 2019, Lynch was named Executive of the Year by the Pro Football Writers of America. I could go on and on. I don't want to. You know. All right? Yes, they're staying. If you want to provide some pushback on that, I'm here to discuss it. If you got any problem with that, go ahead. Let me know. I ain't mad. I'm just saying, I'm delighted. You know, fam, looking at that game yesterday, though, I did realize this is week 3. Do you realize that this team is barely scratching the potential of what they're going to look like in 10, 11 weeks? It's true. No, they're not going to get worse. That's not what they do. The 49ers, they build up momentum and they become a snowball. It becomes an avalanche by the end of the season. They do this every year for the last 2 or 3 years. The 49ers are just going through the motions now and paying close attention to the fact that they cannot start off slow as they have been the last couple of years, saying to themselves, we got to get out the gate good because we already know what we're going to do later. Let's go ahead and get that home field advantage and make people come to us so we don't have to buy, we don't have to get frequent flyer miles on everybody's ticket because we're going all over the place for the playoffs. No. You got to come to the Bay. And then, oh, God help you, because we're not going to in San Francisco. Fam, the Steve Wilks arguments, we've been saying, there's a lot, I read a lot of bad things said about Steve Wilks yesterday. And again, I'm always a patient guy in these kind of things. I did not go along with it. I don't think Steve Wilks deserves some of the crash and boom and slaps and kicks he's getting. I think he's adjusting himself. And by the way, that 5-man front 49ers, I didn't really realize what I was looking at yesterday. I knew the 49ers looked a little crazy at the snap. I wasn't counting because I was, when I watch a game, I'm watching all over the field. But I wasn't focused that hard on the defensive front. I did notice that they looked pretty solid. But the 49ers, per Kinlaw, lobbied for a 5-man front. That's what that was. Friggin' brilliant. You know why? Okay, you got 3 guys on that front that are unblockable. Now you add 2 more. Daniel Jones did not get to play the game he wants. Daniel Jones likes to run around. Daniel Jones got the slowest release in the league. But why? Because he's always running around. He likes to do Daniel Jones likes to play with his legs, which is smart because he's not that good otherwise. But Daniel Jones likes to run around and wait till guys get free. Daniel didn't get a chance to run around because of the fact there was too much coming at him at once. So he had to do a Stafford and try to get that ball out of his hands quickly. Didn't work. In fact, that sack that everybody's complaining about, there was a safety. It was a safety. I know. There's an argument about that. I'm not going to argue about that. But you know what? That quickness is going to hurt people. And as the 49ers develop this, and Javon Kinlaw, thank you. And Kinlaw, I got some more to say about you in just a second, because you, my friend, are exactly what I wanted you to be. I've been saying, wow, that guy's such a monster. If his knee wasn't hurting, I do wonder what he would look like now. Do you know Javon Kinlaw's in the top 10 in pressures in the first 2 weeks? We got 3 guys in Hargrave is number 1. Kinlaw's involved in there 2. We got a third guy. I think it might be Eric Armstead. So that leaves Steve alone, fam. But he's tweaking it. He's going to get it done. Coach Shanahan responded to questions earlier today via conference call. And the question was, is this the best Kyle Shanahan has seen of Javon Kinlaw? Question, answer, yes, because it's the healthiest he's been. I go all the way back to his rookie year, right when he started getting going. I felt probably since then the best he was in his rookie year, right before that Dallas game. And then when he hit his knee on the turf in the Dallas game, he's really never been felt right since. Goes on to say this is the first offseason we've seen him feel right to where he was able to get himself in complete football shape and be ready to go for practice before they even started, which was the first time that allowed him to get through practice. Remember we were watching him film that footage of Javon Kinlaw all offseason long. He's in there doing Pilates and everything else. I don't know who told him what to do, but he was seriously on it. And this is what we get. So he got better at football going on. Ken Shannon goes on to say he got better at football this offseason with training camp and everything, and really, really happy for him because he's put the work in and it's showing up on film, unquote. You know how we worry about how we go pay people at the end of the season? Fam, I ain't crazy about getting rid of Javon Kinlaw at the end of the season. And the 49ers seem to manipulate cash like nobody else can. I know we have to sign Ayuk. I ain't saying don't sign Ayuk or making no comparisons with anybody else's salary. The 49ers seem to have a team full of guys that love, you want to restructure me? Yeah, I don't. Fine. So they do what they got to do. We can only have so many A-listers before this list runs out, though. So, eventually somebody's going to have to go. But Nick Bosa said after, here's the thing. One of Kinlaw's teammates also noticed the huge improvements. None other than his bro, Nick Bosa. Nick said after the night with the Giants, quote, he's just been healthy and really good off season of training. So he's able to use the tools that he has, and I think he's going to keep ascending. Fam! Kinlaw finished with 31.9 overall grade in 2022. That's pathetic. That's disgusting. It reeks. You know where he is now? That number's jumped to 82.5. Take a bow, Javon Kinlaw. What? Through 3 games this season. Wait, that's not all. Mr. Kinlaw's baby boy has recorded 6 total pressures and 6 hurries in limited playing time this season. That matches his totals for all of last season. His pass rush win percentage has increased from 6.6 to 2022 and 19.3 this season. Oh, these are not jumps. These are leaps and bounds. Defensive adjustments by Steve Wilkes. I'm done getting mad at him. You can say anything you want to. I ain't going to get into how I get into defense, but I'm letting you know. Back up off of Wilkes, man. I'm telling you, he's a good coach, and before it's over, we're in week 3. Let the process finish. I like it. And that yak. That's going to be my new. During the games, I got it now. Every time we start tearing people up, yak. Hey, man. That one started out as a bit questionable performance, ended with QB Brock Purdy chopping up the New York Giants. Those ridiculous blitz packages on last night didn't bother him. They did a little bit, but they got over that quick. BP completed 25 of 37 passes, attempts for a career high 310 yards and 2 TDs with a passer rating of 111.3 in the Niners' 30-12 victory over the Giants. Any team thinking that taking the Giants route to get to BP, bring it! Bring it! Christian McCaffrey said this about his quarterback. I thought he got much better as the game was going on. See, that's the thing. I'm looking at that the most. He doesn't fall apart. He doesn't crumble. He looks like he just got off a college campus when he comes down the hallway. He's dressed like a kid. He comes in. He's still got roommates he has to throw out when he wants to have alone time with his wife. Future wife. It's all intents and purposes, he looks like a child, but when he gets on the field, that all changes. Oh. Woo! Brock Chris McCaffrey says, I thought he got much better as the game was going on. I'm not a quarterback's coach, so I don't always like to comment on quarterback play, but I know that as he started seeing things, he was rolling. We're lucky he's our quarterback, that's for sure, unquote. Purdy appeared to be a bit off his game as we expect from him in the early going. I'm never going to do that again either. You know what? That boy's played less than 12 games. I ain't saying another word. Just watch him develop. I ain't got nothing else to say about Brock Purdy. I can see the potential there is outrageous. It is up there. And Debo and George yacked the 49ers. Giants can lack the Giants with no mercy. BP went on to say, quote, I felt like it was a little choppy at first, and then once we got into a rhythm, we sort of saw what they were doing, and at what point in the game they're going to start doing stuff, unquote. Giants, you that was pretty stupid, though. I do wonder, though, now that I think about it, why in hell did you keep that up for that 4 quarters? The Giants knew they weren't going to beat the 49ers. This was suicide. They kept doing it, and the 49ers kept cutting them up. Do they think Shanahan's stupid? Of course, if you keep doing that long enough, he's going to figure it out and get a beat on it. I still don't understand. If I'm the owner of the Giants, I asked him, dude, you know what? You do that again, I'll have to let you go. That was just, if you don't have any more to offer than that, you got to get the hell up out of New York. Do you know BP faced a steady diet of blitzes nearly 3 times the league average? The Giants blitzed BP on 37 of his 43 dropbacks. That's every damn time except a few. I guess they got tired, including plays nullified by penalties, according to Pro Football Focus. On plays, which the Giants defense blitzed BP was 19 of 31 for 252 yards. Coach, you don't want to stop that yet? I guess not. Thanks for the donation. 2 touchdowns and a pass rating of 108.5. Can I get it? Can I get a hell yeah? Oh, my God. BP continues by saying, quote, that's their scheme. That's how they've done things. They're pretty good at it. So going into the game, we had an idea just on film and whatnot of what we were going to get. They stuck to it, and yeah, it was a 4-quarter game, unquote. Listen, by the way, I want to point out, the 49ers beat them 30 guys. All 30 points were legit. The Cowboys, 2 touchdowns of that 40 was from the defense. I'm just saying. BP and Debo put the dagger in the heart of the Giants in the 4th quarter when protection held up well enough to beat another blitz called by New York D.C. Don Martindale, who's on thin ice by now for a 27-yard back shoulder touchdown. Ooh, that ball was placed exactly in the right place, BP. Anybody thinks his arm is having trouble, think again. I don't think so. I really don't. The 49ers appear to have the playmakers on offense to take advantage of teams that roll the dice with sending pressure and weakening their coverage. It's not going to happen. Know this, defense. The message has been set. Read the memo, and you know what? Bring it if you want to. BP is adept at making pre-snap reads and getting rid of the ball quickly. Debo, GKB, and CMC, they thrive taking short passes and turning them into big gains. Yak, 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 yak. Yak, 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 yak. BB also said, quote, I feel like we're able to get a couple of plays here and there on the blitz and take advantage of it. We've got to watch the film, learn from it. Class dismissed. When another defense starts to pressure and do things like that, I feel like there are big plays to be made. See, that's all they did. All they did was give the 49ers a bunch of teachable moments to work with. Yak, 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 yak. JC3771, we send Purdy on J. Let's go get another game. Yes, JC. And thanks for the contribution. Bam. Yak, 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 yak. Hey, here's a name. Dre. Come on in, Dre. Ain't talked to you in a while.
Hello.
Dre, come on in, fam. I ain't talked to you in a while. Where you been? Been looking for you.
I'm back from yesterday, man.
Wait, this is the other Dre. I got 2 Dre's. Dre in San Francisco. Put Dre and Seth F versus Dre. Dre, you remind me of Naj. That's who it is. I just saw your name. Dre, give me some more, man, because we had to cut it short yesterday. Add a little bit more to what you was thinking yesterday about this beat up. Yak, 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 yak.
uh, I'm just gonna touch on a little bit on what you said earlier about Javon Kinlaw, how he's top 7 in the defensive tackles for the most pressures this year so far.
Yes, who's seen that coming? Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I've been high on him. I know it took him a little while, like you said, his knee and everything, but I'm glad he's getting up to speed, and I just hope he keeps it going because our defensive line is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
It really is. It's gonna get better too. Can you imagine? It's gonna get better.
I know. Can't wait for him to get a sack, do a little dance. You feel me?
Can't wait. He was celebrating everything he did yesterday. I'm glad he's having fun. That big monster has fun and enjoys that feeling. He'll want to redo that every play. He's enthusiastic this year. His knee ain't hurting him. Look out. And I ain't getting rid of him next year. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I definitely sign him back. Plus, I already know we could. Of course, we're gonna bring back Brandon Ayuk. I want to see a reason why we won it.
You know what? But no, the Brandon Ayuk. Here's the thing: we could get into a bidding war if Javon Kinlaw continues to emerge. Dre, damn, he could get paid. I don't know if the 49ers plan on paying him, but
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody around the league could use somebody like that. Like, if he does, keep doing what he's doing and keeps improving, of course, he's going to open up eyes. And, yeah, that's going to be a little tough since we already got Javon Hargraves and Eric Armstead and everything.
And see, that because the thing is, that's a fifth-year option. He can walk. He doesn't have to listen to 49ers talk about, we still got you in the contract. He doesn't. No, we don't.
Yeah, I know. I guess we'll just see whenever that happens. It's a long season.
Yeah. I just
yeah, same. Also, you seen that we signed Anthony Brown back again?
Again. Well, you know what? What's his name? Twilling? Twilling's getting on my nerves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they cut.
What?
I'm glad because didn't he have two
wait.
team penalties in both?
Dre, did you just say they cut him? Did they get rid of Twilling?
Yeah, Trace. Yeah, they cut him.
I was reading down through the daily so fast I didn't even notice. Twilling, what did you think?
Yeah, they cut.
Okay. Anyway, Anthony Brown's back. Womack will be back at some point. We'll be good.
Yeah, I just find it funny. You remember Dante Johnson?
Is he back too?
No, I was just somebody on Twitter I was seeing earlier today. They were like, Brown's going to be the new Dante Johnson getting cut, coming back. Cut.
That's right. And Dante accepted it. Dante tore his ACL last year, didn't he? He might retire. Oh, Jason Verrett. I understand there's been a Jason Verrett sighting. I don't know what the 49ers are planning. But
did they work him out or did they Oh, okay.
I think it's going to work out. I don't know if no decisions have been made because they would have announced that. But if Jason Verrett is healthy,
yeah, I know. Good.
That's serious. That's serious intentions toward the Super Bowl. Get that kind of veteran leadership and talent. I'm not mad at Demo. Go ahead, fam. What else?
To be honest, I just love what Brock Purdy's doing. Honestly, I just hope he keeps doing what he's doing. Just keeps proving everybody wrong and lead us to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And they're saying things about Brock Purdy. In every show that you watch today, everybody's saying, okay, we've not seen Brock Purdy in a must-throw situation with a game on the line yet. You know how they start to nitpick him. I want to know, can he make that big throw? Like blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Names, they start naming all kind of names in history. I'm sitting there watching that. He's been in the league for what? A year, and how many games has he played? You guys cannot make those stupid comparisons. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? We need to be patient. Now, you see he's got the makeup and profile to do things. There's no need to compare him to Patrick Mahomes. Hell, nobody can be Patrick Mahomes. He's an icon.
Yeah.
He's a freak. There is no more of those. But everybody else, it's another story.
Yeah, he don't need to be Patrick Mahomes anyway. He just needs to be Brock Purdy, honestly.
Thank you.
That's all he needs to be.
I mean,
if he keeps doing what he's doing, I can see us winning the whole thing this year, honestly, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, last year with the whole injury and everything, and I think we would actually, I know for a fact we would have won the whole thing last year. I ain't gonna lie, if he didn't get hurt.
And Philly fans won't agree with you, but I do. Man, we gotta go though. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be back. Shucks. Oh, Sunday. Yeah, let's do Sunday. Yeah, because I can't get enough of talking about the 49ers. Not now.
Yeah, Sunday. We'll see if the Cardinals could upset the Cowboys. That'd be good.
Oh, don't let that happen. Oh my God. Oh God. I'll have to go. I'll check into a hospital. Trey, I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too, fam. Cowboys lose that game. Lose it. I dare you to lose that game. Evan.
Ronbo, can you hear me okay?
Evan, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, today's that day you can expound upon. Now that we see a lot of numbers and a lot of things are more clearly, yesterday we were fueled on emotions. Today we might have saw some things. What do you want to expound upon what you were saying yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, just talking about Brock, and he's, had the most blitzes since they started
blitzes were
monitoring that stat. He was the most blitz quarterback ever since they started tracking that.
I love that.
That
sentence just resonates in my head. Nobody's ever endured what Brock Purdy did, and he weathered that storm. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, fam.
Isn't that crazy? That's nuts to me.
It is.
And everyone's, having a franchise elite quarterback is a double-edged sword, because you got to pay the guy, and then you have no money left over for the rest of your team.
Yep.
And look at a lot of those guys this year. I mean, granted, Joe Burrow's hurt, but look at Justin Herbert. He's 0-2 and his team is in shambles.
But that's a coaching thing there, though. Just to be a little different, because the fact of the matter is, do you know they've got some great defenders on that team? The defensive coach has got to be fired. Somebody's got to be fired. The Chargers are a better team than that. But go ahead. But the rest of the teams you talk about,
I agree. Yeah, but I don't know. He's the guy, and we might as well just get used to him being the guy, whether it looks good or it looks ugly. I mean, the guy it's kind of like the Jimmy effect. He's a proven winner, and for the system we run, he's perfect.
Yeah.
So,
not everybody, and that's a good point. Not everybody is made for that system. It's nowhere near that pass that he threw to Ronnie Bell. He didn't see Bell. He saw Bill going to his move, and he just threw it to a spot. That takes extreme skill. That's why I give him a nod.
He was blitzed on 83% of the plays they ran on defense.
That's just ridiculous.
He was under siege the whole night.
I mean,
and he had his career high in yards.
Oh, and Ayuk wasn't even there. Oh, God.
No, yeah, just imagine if he would have been on the field. And technically he's been down for 2 weeks, because after that first catch in the Rams game, he wasn't the same. So all these Rams fans talking about, well, if Cooper Kupp was out there, well, Brandon Ayuk wasn't Brandon Ayuk.
They live in a fantasy world.
Sunday either.
Yeah, that's,
Let's just be clear about that.
Ooh, I can't wait to play the Rams. We always go through this with the Rams every season. One game is kind of competitive, and the second game we just beat hell out of them. I can't wait so they can shut the hell up. But go ahead.
And yeah, all the Lynch and Shanahan haters might have to pick a different team to cheer for, because they're going to be here for a while.
A long while.
Yeah.
I got
I
no
mean,
problem.
we got a good thing. I don't either. I mean, Kyle's stubborn and a bonehead in his own ways, but I'd rather have that than, for example, the Chargers. You know, you get some other coach, defensive-minded coach or something in here, and they can't coach their way out of a handbag.
Mm-hmm. And Evan, you point that out.
So.
That's the unique thing about Shanahan. Do you know Shanahan is as well versed in defense as he is in offense, and that's one of the reasons why he is as good as he is offensively? He understands both sides of the ball very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening I think it was Lombardi earlier, and he was saying how Shanahan had a game plan, and he saw what the Giants were doing with all those blitzes, and he scrapped it, you know, and he adjusted mid-quarter, you know, so,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want, really.
Yeah.
You know, he does piss me off with keeping guys in too long and being stubborn about
I agree.
things, but I'd rather have that than, you know, some new unproven guy that's your Chip Kellys and Tom Sulas and whatnot. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We just got to ride with him. You know, he's going to make us mad, and just the way it's going to be.
You know, because the thing is, Chip Kelly actually had been proven. Him and the Eagles that did a good job. I actually wanted to see Chip Kelly stay on as the OC. I did like his offense. Do you know that every time we got in the red zone, I think we failed to get in maybe once the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said before, I'm an Oregon fan, so when he was at Oregon, dude, that offense was unstoppable. Like, I feel like he fit the college system better than the NFL. And there's like a mini documentary coming out. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, and LaShawn McCoy, and they're talking about how he just treated them like they were junk, basically.
Really?
When they were all there, and they could have had. Yeah, I forget where I saw it. I don't know if it was YouTube or Amazon or something, but like a little documentary about how
he did get thrown out. That was part of the reason why. I didn't know to what magnitude it was, but yeah, that was one of the reasons why he got.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a behind the scenes little docu-series thing. I'll have to look it up and send you the link. But
okay.
I remember I saw like the commercial for it. Kind of interesting, but we're not talking about them tonight.
No.
Happy with the win. Isaiah Oliver is starting to really impress me. I went back and watched the game, and he held his own against Waller. So,
but Waller there's something really wrong with Waller. He's a little overpaid, right along with Daniel Jones. He didn't look good. Maybe that'll change toward the end of the middle of the season.
Did you watch the pregame little what you call it? They had the little pregame. You know how they have like the videos before the game.
Oh yeah,
he was in the studio rapping with like one of the hosts.
Oh, that was him. I saw that. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
We got
okay. How focused on football is he really?
Yeah, and that's a good question.
He has that all that going on.
And we got to stop though. I'll see you Sunday, okay?
All right.
Appreciate your
family. All right, are you gonna come on during the Cardinals and
Cowboys
Dallas game, because that'd be kind of funny.
I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. I can't say for sure yet. But if I do, I'll you'll definitely find out. Okay.
All right. I'll look for you.
Talk to you later. Have a great night.
Have a good night, and shout out to the usual gang.
There you go. Hey, thanks, Evan. Hey, Serge.
Yo, what's going on, Ronbo?
Yak. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this team, our identity's been clear for a while, but never before has a team pushed us the hand, because we may have not been doing all those short passes had a team played conventional defense. But for the Giants or some bonehead and ridden said, let's just blitz them all game long. This Brock Purdy kid is just overrated to a degree that we're going to expose that today. We're going to put the rookie bums rush on him all day long. Oops.
Oh, man.
Love it. Woo! God. What are you thinking?
A lot of people are just saying, a lot of people are talking smack all over I see all these broadcasters all
They're
over
the worst.
ESPN and just talking about how Brock is he hasn't been tested yet. I'm like, do you know that this guy is the last person to be drafted, and he's 11-0? What quarterback or player do you know can do something like that?
There's only
I've
two more.
watched
You
football
know he
for
ranks 3 on
many
that
years,
list,
and
right?
I've never seen it done.
No,
I've
you won't.
never seen it done to where someone is that low in the draft and to do what he's doing. Like, ever since we've had CMC and Brock, we've been undefeated, and that's pretty much almost a whole season that we have not lost. And it's continuing, and the reason, and because Steve Young was talking about how many players don't know what's the word he was saying, that they understood the game, where he knows what he needs to do, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do when it comes to the play. Like, he understands. And there's a lot of quarterbacks, they're good, but they just don't understand
The
where to
in-depth
be,
thinking.
or
He's very cerebral when it comes to the game. I know where you're going with that. And the fact of the matter is, he knows
Yeah,
what
like,
to do most of the time.
and he's played football for a long time. And it shows it, because his family, like, are all about
Oh, a professional
game.
sport. Yeah, his dad's a baseball player.
Yeah,
Played with the Giants for a
and
little while.
yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't call yesterday. I was busy, but man, that game was good. I knew exactly how it was going to go down. My score was 32-16, which was close, and I kind of figured that's what was going to happen. I figured that our defense had to win this game, and our offense was just going to just play ball. We were not going to go all out. But there was some good plays, but we just took it steady. We took it slow. We didn't want nobody to get hurt. So that's just how I felt, and exactly how it happened. And especially, I said that Bosa was going to get his first sack, and he did.
You got it.
And going back to one of his sacks, that was a safety. So everybody, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings watching the game, and everybody
Of
was
course you
saying,
were.
everybody
place
was
to be.
saying it was a safety. I'm like, I don't understand how, if somebody gets hit forward, it's a first down, but when somebody gets hit backwards, it's not a safety, because his knees and the ball hit the end zone. So how is that not a safety?
See, that
I don't
we
get
could
it.
get a room full of people and have somebody at the front of the room arguing that point, and ain't nobody, the room would never agree. When he went off the ground and Bosa they both went midair and flew into okay, a small argument can be made for that at the point of is where we're going to spot the ball. Or how many times you seen guys struggle in a grip of a defender, and they give him a first down because he struggled his way out to lean over the line. But if a defender slams you backwards, no knee, no part of his body touched the ground, ref. What are you telling me here? That could argue. Ooh, that could be a long argument.
That doesn't make sense. You're going to mark it where he got hit, but what if he got hit and didn't fall on the ground, but then he kept his feet up and he went forward? They're going to say, oh, he gained a yard?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
They're not going to stay with his stop progress.
Like, he got hit.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, he got hit, and he landed in the end zone, which I'm like, but anyways, I don't care. But Bosa, he did great. I give him the defensive ball for sure. And then there's a lot of offensive balls that I give. Debo was amazing. He was just running past these guys, and
he looked like Debo.
They couldn't stop him. He was snatching chains left and right.
That's my chain. And by the way,
Yeah,
he's
oh
okay.
my God.
He fell on the ball, like it looked like, and hurt his ribs, but he's just
Mm-hmm.
sore, so he's going to be okay. He's got plenty of time to heal
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. That's exactly what I felt, because I'm like, when he was down, I was like, oh my God, he's not getting up.
right?
Because they were trying to pull him back up, and he goes, no, I'm staying down. And I'm like, and then as soon as the commercials hit, he's in the sideline smiling, whatever, talking. I was like, okay, his error. Somebody knocked his error out. I was like, I was so happy after that.
Yeah.
But everything was amazing. CMC did really well.
As usual.
Brock did amazing.
Yeah.
Over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. So you can't beat that. Like, they could talk all they want, but Brock is pretty much doing all the talking without even talking.
And let him keep talking, Serge, because here's the fact of the matter is, as time goes by, Brock's going to get better. At some point soon, they're going to have to shut the hell up. We got to go, though, fam.
Yeah.
I'll see you Sunday, okay?
Oh, well, let me just cut it short real quick before I go.
Go real quick.
The ones that need to shut the hell up is freaking Skip and Michael Irvin. They're all talking about the Cowboys are better. I'm like, because you're a Cowboys fan, first of all, Skip. And Michael, you played with the Cowboys. So, of course, you're going to say that. So, shut the hell up, man.
I don't know. I mean, Stephen A. Oh, you said Skip. I said you didn't say Stephen A. You said Skip. Skip, right.
Skip
exactly.
Bayless is a Cowboys fan.
No, Stephen A. is not.
And Michael
Skip
Irvin
Bayless
played
is.
for the Cowboys. So, they're all talking about how they're better than the Niners. Oh, my God. Of course, you're going to say that. Like, they should just shut your show down, because
we'll see you Sunday, fam.
I don't know.
Don't pay any attention.
Oh, no, one more thing real quick.
We're going to get shut down, fam. We're going to get shut down. Production's going to shut us down. Save it Sunday. Just hold that thought, okay? All right, fam. Rakeem Jamani. This thing was looking good, but I'm sick of the national narrative of slamming Brock, of saying that the Eagles are better, the Cowboys are better. These fools know nothing. Can I get a Niners and an amen? See, the only thing that's going to stop that, Rakeem, is we got to get it done against the Cowboys. He's got to get it done. And even if we do get it done, it's going to be further stated that, well, you know what? The only reason why the Cowboys lost to the 49ers, squeezing by them, is because of missing Trayvon Diggs. Okay. Hey, it's Z. Z, come on in, fam.
Hey, Ronbo, can you hear me?
I hear you clearly. Go ahead, Z, come on in.
The dark one is here.
Notice I always make sure not to say that until you do. Z.
Let him know I'm here.
Z, we're still, after seeing some things and some of the notes taken and some of the reports on that game, Z, I didn't know it, but the damn fools in New York, they set a new record for blitzes. It took them 4 quarters to realize, I guess that ain't going to work. I mean, Z, what kind of coach does that? Brock Purdy had his best game ever because of the Giants and that stupid defense.
So let me get this straight. If the Giants did that, what do you think Dallas is going to do?
They're not. You know what? They might not do that because.
Okay.
I'm just thinking. You know what? Because the thing is, if you do that, the 49ers have experience in that now, and the Giants ain't slouchy.
Right.
That frontline defense. I didn't realize. I didn't realize the Giants had the personnel they've got. I got a little scared after I realized who was on the field for the Giants' defensive front. He says, "Damn, I forgot about that dude. Ooh, they got him too. I forgot about him. I forgot all about the Giants." So you know what? Giants ain't that bad. They just make a lot of mistakes offensively.
That's probably what it is. They didn't have their offensive guys. Like they didn't have Saquon. They didn't have their what was that? One of their tackles. You know what I'm saying? But we still got the W, but it wasn't the team that, we wanted to beat them full health. You know what I'm saying? So we could have bragging rights, really. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And see, I like the fact that you're making the 49ers get rid of the ball quicker. Because you'll get yacked,
right.
But the 49ers will yak you to death. I don't care who you got coming at him. The ball ain't going to be there when he gets there. Go ahead, Phil.
I was watching one of these games. I think it was Detroit versus Seattle, and the way Jared Goff, he hands the ball off to the running back, but he acts like he still had it, and he got smacked by the defender, and it was a flag because he made it seem like he still had the ball, but the running back had the ball the whole time. Oh man, that was a good play. And that's what I was seeing from Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was like getting the ball out of there real quick, or he's doing his little spin-a-rooney to get out of the way so he won't get sacked.
That's how you nullify a fast pass rush. Get that damn ball out of here, and then you get it to the guys we have. Good night.
So yeah, I'm proud of him for him playing on his feet and being calm when that stuff is happening, because we don't want somebody looking like a deer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like Daniel Jones did. Somebody said he looks like that all the time. And then I saw him sitting on the sidelines. He does have that expression on his face all the time. Daniel, are you okay?
And you saw how he was running, how Daniel Jones be running all over all the other teams. He wasn't doing that to the 49ers.
They had that figured out before he came.
That's what I like to see. I just need to see a little bit more from the defense. I'm happy with what y'all did, but you know what I'm saying? As each week comes, that defense is going to evolve, and y'all going to see that real defense. It's going to take time for us to gel together, but by the Dallas game, that defense is going to evolve to a level where you're going to be like, yo, this is that caliber Super Bowl defense we looking for.
And Z, I feel sorry. 49ers going to do a lot of experimenting next week against the poor Cardinals, because they know they got some things they could like tweak and look at and just see if it'll work. Cardinals are a perfect test tube.
I mean, yeah, you get it out the way now. Do all you can so you can find that groove, and you can use that groove and keep going straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Oh, I love this team. They're just scratching the surface as to how good they're going to be. Kyle's got a first alert now. You got two guys already in action. George got involved yesterday. That was another magic piece, because now I got Debo and C-Mac doing their thing. I've been waiting for that. Now you get Kill involved? What the hell is a team supposed to do defensively? Now Brock's got 3 different outlets. You want to run that blitz? Do it. Brock's got 3 different places. You cannot cover all 3. Wham! Each one of them can tear you up.
You got the 3-headed monster. You got the 3-headed monster. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where we can hit you always. Pause. But it's just like you can't stop everybody.
And I got the assassin waiting back in the back. Brandon Ayuk.
I say by Dallas, by that Dallas or Cleveland game, it's going to be a totally different team, to the point where you're going to be like, yo, that team evolved from 30 burgers to like fucking 50 and mad turnovers defensively wise. You know what I mean? That team is going to evolve real soon, and you're going to see it.
In fact, Zeke, you know how inspired the 49ers are going to be to play the Cowboys? They want to let everybody know. I'm looking for one of the best games of the last 10 years on that game, because the fact of the matter is the 49ers are probably having a little problem getting motivated to play teams like the Rams, the Giants, the Cardinals to some degree. Now, when they play the Cowboys, look for that attitude to take a shift in the 4th and 5th. Yeah! Oh,
that's going to be Brock Purdy's biggest test right there.
And he's looking forward to it. I know he is.
Yeah, I know he is.
Well, see, I think we got to get up. I'll see you Sunday, and let's talk some more 49ers football. All right?
You already know. Dark one always come back.
Looking forward to it. Night, Z. Yeah. Fam, think about that for a minute. Brock Purdy. And some of the juice that's driving Brock Purdy is the fact that people keep saying the things they say about him. I love the way quiet demeanor he's up on there during press conferences. Yeah, well, we expected that. I mean, we looked some film, and that's pretty much the way they do things. Brock, I love this kid. Hey, Krusty.
What's up, Ronbo?
Krusty, I was sitting back and enjoying the fact that this team was, Krusty, this team was just getting started. I love what I see. But what did you take from that game yesterday? Since yesterday's hours, have you seen anything more that you want to add to what you said yesterday?
Oh, I didn't even call in yesterday.
That was you. That was you pregame. Krusty, you got all kinds of things you want to say. Then, yeah. Go ahead. What are you thinking?
I think just watching the Deebo Samuel highlights, it says everything about how we dominate. Honestly, you just got to watch those. Nobody could tackle him. He was running down. I heard someone talk about Michael Irvin earlier. I actually watched something today where Michael Irvin was actually scared because of what Deebo did. He's actually worried about what the 49ers are going to go and do now that they're getting back to their physicality. So,
it's
gets a homer and he's going to do whatever he wants. But, yeah. I knew that the defensive line of the Giants is going to be good. Like I was saying, they have Thibodeau and Williams and Dexter Lawrence, and even Ojulari wasn't even playing, and he's the other guy that's off the other side normally from Thibodeau. So I'm not too surprised at how well they did, but that's how we play. A lot of people are giving crap about Brock Purdy and he 49ers offense. You can throw any kind of quarterback in there. That's BS because since Kyle's been there, you got two quarterbacks who've done good in his offense, and Jimmy and now Brock.
Yeah.
You throw Millins, Beathard, Hoyer, you name them, whoever else we put in there, they didn't do crap. Those are some of the worst seasons we've ever had.
Absolutely.
So, and Brock's actually better than Jimmy, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Brock can assess, and he has a better football mind. He can see a defense, read a defense better. He gets rid of the ball. If he's going to get sacked, he'll throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, even after his injury, you sit there and think maybe he's going to have some kind of like PTSD if someone's coming around and hitting him. And no, he's not even fazed by any of this stuff.
Ew.
He just sits in the pocket. He took some big hits yesterday, getting the ball where it needed to go.
And I thought there should have been a flag on one of them. Yeah,
Yeah. Like I thought that was supposed to be a safety too because they say forward progress, but I'm pretty sure Daniel Jones was running towards the end zone when freaking got sacked by Nick Bosa yesterday.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even running forward. He was turned around and facing toward the end zone, running the opposite way, trying to get away from him. And he got pushed into it. So
and Nick grabbed his ass so fast, that was hilarious.
Yeah, it didn't matter. And not only that, Nick caught him again on that 2-point conversion. So technically that was not a sack, but it was a sack at the same time.
Oh, yeah, credit for those,
I was gonna
go ahead.
I was going to say this, if we keep playing the way that we're playing, I don't see us losing a game this year.
See, I was going to say something about that. I was going to wait till Sunday. But, beat the Cowboys. The Eagles can't. If they can beat the Cowboys, the Eagles can't do anything with the 49ers. You know what? There's nobody left on the schedule.
Let me ask you this. The Cowboys team that we played in the playoffs last year is pretty much the same team that they have now. We beat them then. What makes them different?
They had Gilmore. Yeah.
But they lost Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
So you take one, you give one.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, so I don't really see that much of a difference.
Hey. They added Gilmore, but we added Hargrave.
That's an equalizer if I've ever heard. What? Right.
There ain't no
we did.
The league as dominant as him on the exterior.
Hold on, fam. Hold on. Let Krusty finish. We'll get to you in a second.
No, Hargrave's doing good. I agree with that. But in all honesty, one of the best interior defensive linemen that we have right now is Kinlaw. Kinlaw is disrupting everything. He's in every play. He's blocking passes. He's pushing the pocket back. Everything. Kinlaw's doing just as good as Hargrave. He doesn't have as many sacks, but when you got Hargrave and Kinlaw standing right next to each other, the inside of the offensive line just gets destroyed.
It's obscene
with both of them in there.
Oh, I love it.
And you might actually think they might let. Yeah, you might actually see them let Eric walk and keep Kinlaw if Kinlaw keeps doing what he's doing. The only reason he's not been that people consider him a bust is because of his knee injury that he's had for the last 3 years that he couldn't get it past. Obviously, you see he's doing good this year. But another thing is, if we make it through this year with no injuries towards the end, the last game of the season, and we won, say we're 15 or 16-0, whatever it is now, do you think we're playing starters in the last game?
No, Damn it! And are the
That's
Rams
the
the
Rams
last
we're
game?
playing.
Oh shoot!
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is like if we sit our starters, we might actually lose. But and another thing is we beat them with other people. We beat them with Mullins. We beat them with Beathard. We beat them with Sam Darnold's better than both of those guys. But
True.
What offensive players are we going to play with?
You know what? I'm keeping Ronnie Bell
there's
on
a
the
chance
field.
we win.
Yeah, we do. Jordan Mason's going to play. You know what? Our second string
Jawan
depth.
Jennings will play.
Yeah,
Mitchell will play.
Did you say McKivitz? Did you know McKivitz?
Or defense if we play against them.
But I just wanted to mention, do you know that McKivitz did not, everybody on our offensive line allowed a pressure. McKivitz didn't. Here's the thing. I always said, you know what? Nick Bosa serves more than just as a weapon. Nick Bosa also sharpens up our tools in the house as well. Because if McKivitz is there, all of a sudden, I mean not McKivitz, but Bosa, all of a sudden, McKivitz does well. That's not it.
Not only that, we haven't played TJ. TJ Watt's not going to play us every week either. TJ Watt's a different beast. TJ, well, maybe when we play the Cowboys, they're going to let Micah do what Micah wants to do, but they're not going to let anybody else do. We'll just do the same thing that we did to the Steelers. We'll do to the Cowboys. We'll let Micah get his. That's fine. Just take care of everybody else. Dexter Lawrence, Fowler, everybody else, they're not going to do shit. Yeah,
I agree with that. Of course, we're going to stop. I'm going to tell you, I'll see you Sunday.
Okay.
And we'll continue.
Yeah.
And I give kiss that new little girl, little baby girl too. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Ronbo. All right.
Hey, you know what time it is? It is time.
Wait a minute. It's time for me. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, good. It's time for me to say it's Niners all day. And it's Victory Monday. I'm cooking up some of my Norm Rockwell's infamous McFredo.
Norm Rockwell. Norm, you said Victory Monday. See, that's the thing, Norm. This is the first time in a
Friday,
while that we could say Victory Monday and finish up the week at Victory Friday. It's ridiculous. I love it. We're too much.
Oh, it's TGIF. It's
there you go.
We thumped the Giants in Friday. You feel me? Not on Friday, but you know what I mean. TGOF. We thumped the Giants on Friday. You feel me? That's what it is. We celebrate no. Exactly. I don't know what to call it, man. I'm just cooking this McFredo, man. It smells like victory, man.
Yeah. Smells all right.
But yeah, so I know it's time to tap in on more of what happened into that game last night. And I was more concerned about our fans. Look, y'all give me PTSD when I be on the chat room and y'all be like, oh man, it's over. It's 14 minutes in the first quarter. What the fuck do you mean it's over?
Brock looks like trash. Oh man.
Fire Coach Wilkes. Because what? The same coach that allowed 14 points a game this year?
You mentioned that. You know how many people are probably mad as hell because they extended Lynch and Shanahan? I laughed at that when I first read it. They want him gone. I said, man,
some of these fans need to be fired, traded. Some of these fans need to be traded, Joe. Traded to, I don't know, Cincinnati, wherever. Go somewhere. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Y'all can stay here. Just leave the wine and cheese at your own house, at least. But okay, so the 12 to 17 Cowboys fans started getting on my nerves.
Oh, that's
when it was 12 to 17. Yeah, the Cowboys fans started getting, y'all barely beat the Giants, and y'all struggling against the Giants, and we beat them 40-0.
Norm, next time you get in an argument with the Cowboys, I just want you to remember one thing. The Cowboys, we scored over 30. We scored 30 points. The Cowboys got 2 touchdowns from the defense in that 40. You take 14 away from 40, what you get?
I asked them, how many points did Dakota score against the New York Giants?
26 points on offense.
That's right.
Anybody know?
Mm-hmm. Dakota?
What is Samuel Womack's number?
We got it to be there. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Norm.
What is Samuel Womack's number? That's how many touchdowns Dak Prescott scored against the New York Giants. You know how many Brock Purdy scored? Enough to boink Stifler's mom again.
So you know,
me, boy.
Cowboys ain't got. Don't bring no cowboy argument in here. That's just stupid.
Only thing I can say to Cowboys fans though, out of respect though, it's gonna suck not having Trayvon Diggs out there in week 5 or whenever we play these guys, man, because I love going up against the ops when it's full strength. So when we do dust them, we can say, yeah, we dusted you fair and square. I don't know how fair and square, but you know, they talking about this next man up. And we got no, because they think our excuse is the fact that we didn't beat the Giants the way they did. It's a short week, man. That's the same excuse y'all used when it was a short week when y'all beat Tom Brady and y'all had a short week. And y'all had to fly all the way back to the West Side.
Yes.
And got whooped in your backside. Boy, stop playing with us, man. So Arizona.
B.A. loves playing against Trayvon Diggs anyway. He's going to miss him.
Man, he's going to miss him. Now, whoever the next man up is, bro, he really going to have some IU wiped off his face, man. I pray for him. I pray for him. And Brandon Cooks is from Stockton. I'm going to pray for him too, man. Mama, that's the guy. He's from Stockton.
I forgot about Brandon Cooks. Oh,
Talanoa Hufanga and Shavir Ford and all them, boy. They gonna have fun with you, man. Stockton, all respect, man. But Oliver might have fun with you, man. Man, it's all good, man. But we ain't talking about that right now. We got days of prayer for the retardals, though. Because I'm sick of everybody talking about, because they feel like we didn't beat the Giants. Do you realize we had Daniel Jones on the sideline looking like a frustrated soccer mom in a Safeway line?
I love that analogy.
He was alone.
He always looks like that, I heard.
He's about 18. And we're not firing Coach Wilkes, Niners fans. No. Not until he stops allowing 14 points a game.
No, there's no reason for that.
How about that?
And he's the one who agreed to that 5-man rush that Kinlaw lobbied for, and Eric Armstead backed him up. And now that is only going to get more devastating by the week.
Yeah. So, Purdy. Now, for me, for my last and foremost, before I go, I got to talk about Purdy and his performance. Man, 2 touchdowns in front of his coach. They said it's his statistically worst game, but I don't think so. He got 310 yards. Percentage is pretty high.
I don't know what they're ranking.
And the Giants defense blitzed all day. And those dink and dunks that everybody complains about, Deebo Samuel just took them dinks and dunked, for real. Stop playing with us.
And Norm, by the way, the dinks and dunks, including a couple of nice bombs down the field. So I don't want to hear that. No, we got to go.
Ronbo, those dinks are dunks, and that's all I got to say. And it's Niners. Oh, dang.
Norm, I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday. Go Card Cowboy. I don't care. Just know if the Cowboys lose that game, they're gonna root for the Cardinals next week.
Yak. Norm. Gogo Puff says, I like the D-line mix with 5 linemen. As I said, 3 guys are unblockable, one-on-one, and then you add 2 more. Drake Jackson, come alive! Mr. Block Eye says 150 total yards, 150 yards total, 29 rushing yards. Do you have a problem? I don't think so. We a lot of times the knee-jerk reactions when people are watching the game, and they don't look at the whole game. They just look at 1 or 2 plays and get carried away. Relax on those. Wait for the next play or 2 at least. Hey, B-Ham.
What it is, my boy?
B-Ham, man, we just sit back and chilling and talking trash about the Giants as we have a right to. You know, I mean, B-Ham, you ball player, do you believe that coach, if I'm blitzing this boy for 2 quarters and it ain't working, why in the hell am I going to do it for 2 more quarters? I mean, I've never seen anything so stupid in my life. That was pretty funny. And Brock weathered that. Y'all ain't scaring him. If I'm the owner, look, let me speak to your defensive coach. Listen, I don't know what you're doing, but it's not working. Change it up and hang up.
Dummy, Ronbo. You call that a dummy. Yes. But we had 90 points, Ronbo, 3 games in a row, we done scored 30. You know,
Average. That's
I'm
an average.
gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real because I'm a real fan, Ronbo. Hey,
Wouldn't have it
some of these people, I understand where they're coming from when they're saying, "Get Steve Wilkes' ass the hell out of here."
Okay. Now, why? Now you say you understand that. Now, why do you understand that?
I understand it because when I look at the defense from last year,
Yeah,
they was on fire. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what I have to think back to, Ronbo, is it's just the 3rd week that all of them have really played together on the same field. You feel what I'm saying?
I do.
Like
But
Nick Bosa was.
But before you go beyond that point, I want to let everybody know, remember last year and the year before that, the first 3 weeks of the 49ers play was not up to snuff.
Right. And I'm going to be honest with you, Ronbo. I'm going to be honest with you, Ronbo. We're doing good right now. I don't want to go undefeated because the more we win, the more the pressure is going to build. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I don't want to be I don't want to be like the Patriots was, get all the way there and lose the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind if we drop a game.
We drop 2.
I don't. Yeah. Because, you know, honestly, Michael Irvin went to talking. I heard a lot of people, hey, they watch just like I've been watching. They went to talking about an undefeated season. Now they got a player with a torn Achilles. Now they done rethought their whole Super Bowl run. You feel me? So I don't want to talk like that. I just want us to continue to win. I'm glad we just beat the Giants the way we did. You feel what I'm saying? What I want to do when we play the Cowboys is make a fucking statement then, Ronbo.
Dude, you want to stomp a mud hole in them. I agree.
That's the game we need to let the NFL know. Hey, we here.
Take it serious.
And we salty that we lost last year in the championship game. We letting y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get that Super Bowl because Ronbo, these boys is playing. This team came out hungry. They came out hungry from the gate.
Yeah.
And honestly, Ronbo, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
Everybody is talking about the Cowboys. The Cowboys this, Cowboys that.
I'm so tired. It really does. Power ranking them.
Not
1.
even that. You know what? I think we have already been battle tested for the Cowboys when we played the Rams, and a lot of people don't realize that. The Rams hung in there with us, you feel me? It's our division opponent. But we outlasted them. The same thing what everybody is trying to figure out about Dak Prescott right now. We haven't seen him do anything.
He ain't been tested. They played the Giants and the Jets, and both of them teams are not up to speed.
And he almost threw a bingo 6, and Sauce had kept his hands on that.
Damn it.
You know, a lot of people, Brock hadn't played from behind. Brock almost, you can almost throw picks until you throw a pick. You feel me? You can. Tom Brady almost threw a lot of them, but they consider him the GOAT, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it.
Amen.
So, I mean, until somebody actually get their hands on it, that almost threw a pick don't mean nothing to me.
It's not a pick.
I like his stats. They said he couldn't throw downfield, Ronbo.
That pass to Debo's one of the best I've seen from any quarterback. That was perfectly placed.
The second back shoulder throw to the corner. You don't forget. He did hard. Patrick Peterson like that with Brandon Ayuk. So this is
Patrick.
Come on, man. Hey, we trying for a good season, and the only thing we got to do is just stay healthy. We stay healthy, man.
Oh, that's the toughest part right there.
Trouble. They have some trouble, man. They have some trouble. I hate it for them, and I love it for us. They have some trouble.
Just got to make it this year. At least Debo got up, and he's just sore. He'll be all right. So, Brandon Ayuk, the little minor ouchies like that, we can survive. Because look what we did without BA. I mean,
you heard what what's the name said? Michael Irvin. He's scared.
He needs to be.
And like the other caller earlier said, there's a lot of people in here don't like Kyle Shanahan. But guess what? When you continue to win, you get them extensions.
Yeah.
He started off right. We got a winning coach here. He gonna put it together. He is gonna put it together.
It's only a matter of time. They're gonna get it done, and it could be that. It could be sooner than later. But Behan, we got to go, and I can't wait to see you on Sunday.
Okay, my boy. I love what you do, man, and keep it pumping.
You know I will. I'll be looking for you too, Sunday. You on the road tonight?
No, I'm at the house playing Madden now.
All right.
and we in.
You and E. All right, fam. I'll see you Sunday.
Later.
Later. It was Big Ham. Oh, hey, Jalen. I love about Michael Irvin talking. Because Michael Irvin's usually foaming at the mouth and wiping sweat off his head and talking about how the Cowboys are misunderstood.
Ronbo, can you come back to me?
Okay. How the Cowboys are misunderstood and y'all don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Clarence.
Bravo!
Clarence! Get in here, man.
How are you, sir?
I'm 3-0, feeling good. And
yes, sir.
Yeah. And I can't wait till the next game. Well, you know what? Well, here's the thing, Clarence. I'm not looking forward to playing the it's hard to get excited about. I think they've won nothing so far. And the Cardinals won anything, but they've been challenging people. So, we got to play them, though. We'll be testing things on them next week. But, Clarence, about this game, your feelings.
Purdy. Good win, good physical win. They think 49ers exuded their physical dominance this game, or reestablished their physical identity.
Yeah.
Their physical prowess of being, that lunch pail,
blue collar,
bring your hard hat to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring your hard hat to work mentality. I would say defense is slowly getting better by the game. I think Wilkes is starting to get his feet under him in this defensive scheme. Learning his learning the personnel that he's got and what they're actually capable of doing, and then putting his little sprinkle into it.
Yeah. Let's put a signature on there.
Let's see here.
And by the way, you mentioned
Oliver.
that. You mentioned that. Oliver. Yes, go ahead. That's what I was going to say. Go ahead. What do you say?
I said Oliver now 1.5 games now. He's been good. Like I said, preseason was horrible, but it looks like he's finally finding his way.
That's a reflection on Coach Wilkes
as well.
Yes, give Wilkes a hand on that. He's forming him, getting him straight.
He's getting him accustomed to playing that slot corner area. So that's good. That's good there.
Because all he is a lightweight linebacker, which makes him perfect.
Yep. Ufanga, another interception.
Hey, go. You know what? How many do you think he's going to get this year?
Just keeps racking him up. How many does he have now?
He's got. I know. Is it one or two?
Two.
We know he has one. Doesn't he have another one? Hufanga is just a hound. I mean, the dude's got a nose for
magnet.
the ball. He's always going to be wherever the ball is or in position to make a play. He's amazing. He's a Pro Bowl.
He's a magnet, and he's a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hitter. Let's see. As far as the offense, even without Ayuk, didn't really miss a beat again because you still got McCaffrey, you still got Debo. So
the list goes on.
And I think the Niners were able to, if you want to call it that, practice their quick game because New York wanted to blitz all night long, and
they never gave it up. They wouldn't stop.
And then basically, Purdy figured it out. What I like about Purdy versus all the other quarterbacks that we've had in this system,
mm-hmm.
Purdy learns on the fly, play to play, quarter to quarter, and that's what Shanahan and his script that he has every week. That script just basically he's just putting plays out there to see how the defense reacts, this and that. So later on in the game, he can take advantage of what he saw in the first and the second quarter. So if Purdy and the offense had been, not as crisp in the first quarter, second quarter, roughly, you see how crisp they are in the third and the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Because Purdy versus, I don't know how, based on my observation, it seems like he learns to make the adjustments faster. Like I said, play to play, quarter to quarter.
This is
half to half.
And Clarence, to add to that, here's the thing: you got a guy. Brock Purdy's almost a guy who's got a degree in football after going 4 years through a program. And Iowa apparently has a good program because they have a lot of good football players that come out of there. But the thing is, Brock Purdy has got the cerebral, the capacity to actually know exactly what Kyle Shanahan's doing. And it might take 4 years of school before your mind is actually pliable enough to absorb what Kyle Shanahan is cooking. I can't wait to see where he goes when he grows up. Brock Purdy is amazing me. I'm not in disbelief anymore. But go ahead.
My favorite play of the game, and it wasn't necessarily the touchdown or a long throw or anything like that. There was one play in the game, you probably remember this. It's the play where Debo got hurt.
Yeah.
Got hurt in the game.
Right.
It's the one where they zero blitzed him, and Purdy just did a soft toss, Debo over the defensive line because he basically didn't go through a progression. He just saw, okay, I'm
off his back foot. Yeah,
basically, I think I'm going to get smacked. I'm going to get smacked in the face. I better get rid of this quick. And he just basically looked. It was like a 1 second maybe he had the ball, and he just floated it over to Debo, and then Debo did what he did.
I just wish Brock Purdy was a little bit like what's his name over with the what's his name? The guy with the really obnoxious personality that the Cleveland Browns drafted #1, Baker Mayfield. I just wish he had a little Baker Mayfield in him. When the defensive lineman walked back to the line of scrimmage, hey, you guys are starting to bore me with that crap.
Right?
Oh, he's got blitzing me.
He's got that little wry smile. He's got that that little smirk, that little deal. And two more points. I'll let you go.
We're out of time, fam. I'm sorry. Listen, Clarence, hold on to that bookmarket because Production's going to throw us out anyway. Get on. Sunday, we'll be back. Okay? Appreciate you, Clarence.
Oh, you'll be back Sunday? All right.
I'll be back Sunday. Looking for you.
My man, God bless you.
Thank you.
Take
back
care.
to you, fam. Oh, yeah.
All right, bye.
Good night. Well, I'd give anything for Brock to say something like that. Guys, man, that's not going to work. You're starting to bore me, Okay, go ahead. Keep it up. Joe! Brock! You ready for some Latino heat? Mamacita. Latino Heat. Latino Heat. Latino Heat. Emilio.
Yeah, what's happening?
You, Emilio. You know, Emilio, you add some more to what you was talking about yesterday. You can go ahead and continue.
Damn, I don't even remember. I just know it was the whole. It was just comparing him to Jim, how the offenses with him and Jimmy. It's been different, but that it is what it is. On to the next. We're not worried. I'm not worried about Jimmy no more. He's not on the team.
That's true.
You
know. But talk about the defense, Emilio, because you and I, we've had like agreements on defense down through the years because we were both crying about some of the things we were watching back in the day when we was allowing more run yards to anybody and everybody who ran the ball. Now you look at Wilkes, and Wilkes is one of the coaches that I remember when he was at Cardinals. I remember I said, this coach, man, look at that look on his face. This dude is gonna whoop somebody's ass, and now he's on our team. And I just like I pointed out a little while ago, I said, D'Amico didn't start off the season kicking ass. Robert Saleh didn't start off a year kicking ass. This man is starting off. So that means as the defense is going to get better, and they are, as the weeks go by, this is that coach that we said fire him is probably going to end up being the best of all three of them. Granted, he's got some great weapons out there, but yeah.
Why does anybody say fire him?
Impatient.
I guess I haven't been paying attention. I don't
We're just
like
playing
that.
off him too far.
The only one. Okay, when we went to the Super Bowl in 2019, was that Saleh's first year or second year?
Second, for sure, because everybody's hating Saleh the first year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, third year. Third year
yeah,
because
we
didn't go the second year.
Either way, as I said, I was just about to say 2019. Was that his first year or second? That's all. I don't remember. Because I know when Saleh was a coordinator.
He started with us in 2017. 18, right? Damn, what was that? Yeah.
I know Saleh's been there the longest. I know that much.
Yeah, he was the first one.
I know he was trying to win that. He was trying to win the Super Bowl. He wasn't trying to leave. I know that much.
Saleh was the first one we got. He came in. Shanahan hired him first, and everybody talked about Saleh like he was trash.
I mean, it always happens. I'm like, you look at with Shanahan, same thing. Everybody's getting pissed off at him, making excuses. We can't win with Hoyer. We can't win with that. It's the same scenario.
Yeah.
Like I said, I done done it with Shanahan, but they kind of flipped it around with McCaffrey and Purdy. So, until they can't score 30, then I'm gonna have a problem because, like I done said before, it's too many weapons. Well, we can't put up at least 30 points a game.
Especially now.
One too many. It doesn't matter who is out there. There's one too many weapons for Purdy not to score, or with Shanahan, make sure they all get the ball and put up some points. That's the only problem I had with Shanahan, and it's been getting better. So I digress until he starts not putting up the points. He'll find a good team, and I get it. We can't put up points. I get that.
Shanahan's plan has always been a good one, though. It's the people who's out there trying to execute it. Now they're all polished.
I get that.
Yeah.
No, you can see it with Purdy because, like, if I go back to compare it with Jimmy, he trusts Purdy a lot more than he did with Jimmy because there he's like, okay, let's do this and move the ball. And he lets him throw the ball deep and does other stuff that Jimmy, he's going to let Jimmy do.
Yeah, but you
got
also
now you look at the deep.
Don't leave out the McCaffrey effect, though, because McCaffrey's just.
No, I know that makes a difference, but I'm just saying, if you compare the quarterbacks, you can see the difference how Shanahan's treating. How he treated Jim and how he treated Purdy. You can see the difference.
He was cautious.
So of course, CMC makes a difference, but you got to learn how he treated both of them. Yeah. So now you got to see how he's treating Purdy.
We just got in this case. We do have to hope that McCaffrey doesn't go down, because if that happens, you take away 100-something yards of offense, total offense, maybe 100, or maybe 120, 130. That's going to make a difference. And that would make a difference with any quarterback. So, but you know what? Brock could get to a point in a few weeks that, yes, he could be, as you say, heads and shoulders above Jimmy. But at the same time, does Shanahan let Brock do? Shanahan actually admitted yesterday that Brock made some choices that he did not actually authorize. Now, that's one thing that Jimmy would not do. He mentioned it before he left. But that's something Jimmy would not do. Brock says, damn him, man, you know what? I know what I'm doing out here. And that's a good thing. We need that kind of mind, that kind of quarterback that will stand up to
true.
I
mean, like I said, I get that, but, sometimes you got to go somewhat off script. It's up to you as a quarterback. You do what
don't be afraid of Shanahan.
I don't know. I don't want to keep going back to Jimmy. I keep going, but it's just whatever, man. It's just, you still look at Jimmy. Jimmy made those one-hit plays, and you look at Purdy. Purdy's just it makes a lot smarter decisions than any other quarter we've had in a while. So
hey,
you look at that part.
We're winning. That's fine. I mean, the only thing I only defend Jimmy because the fact is we were still winning games, and I think it's a little much to just decide that Jimmy was just
that was my whole thing. I didn't have nothing against Jimmy, but it's just Jimmy kept making the same mistakes over, and I'm like, dude, are you ever gonna learn from these mistakes?
Stafford does.
That was my whole gripe with Jimmy. And if you see him with the Raiders, he's still making the same stupid mistakes.
You know what Jimmy needs to do? Jimmy also needs to get a preseason in and stop with these off-season operations and coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go get an operation." Dude, do you know what month it is? Jimmy's just I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about him.
But anyway. But anyway, go back to
real quick. We're out of time.
We're just getting started. That defense is gonna gel. It's gonna be one. We might have the number one defense again. Just give him a little more time.
3 weeks.
Once he's back, Well, yeah. Give him another week or two. Like I said, even by the Cowboys game, we should be ready. So another week, we should be a very dominant defense. Real dominant and real dangerous.
Because like Wilkes has got to make his adjustments.
It's just
So.
That's the other thing I give him. He makes adjustments, something that Salah wouldn't do. Salah would not make adjustments for whatever reason it was. Salah would not make no adjustments. He would get his ass whooped until he made an adjustment really bad, or he would make adjustments the next game. That's the only right up I had with Salah. But other than that, it looks like Wilkes makes adjustments.
And D'Amico was good at making adjustments.
It looks like Wilkes makes adjustments.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I'll be back Sunday. Let's do some more. All right.
All
right, fam.
All right, have a good night, everybody else out there, man.
You too, Emilio. All right, fam. Let's get. Anyway, that defense is going to be, I got to feel this year's going to be the one. Hey, Jalen!
Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Rams, y'all some bums. Seahawks haven't won a ring in 10 years and counting. I know that can't be fun. Man, Ronbo. When I saw the news today that the Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, John Lynch, who brings a physicality mentality to the 49ers. He's a Hall of Famer, Ronbo, Super Bowl champ. He played the game at a high level. The 49ers are a physical organization because they look at him and they see a guy, he's a player's GM, And I was so happy when I saw that we extended him, man. Like John Lynch, he's an amazing general manager. Amazing general manager.
I know exactly where you're going next. Go ahead, Jalen. You accolade to death on Lynch now. You didn't mention the other guy that got signed.
What you mean? Ronbo, dog. Look, man. Kyle dodged the goddamn bullet. I told you. I said this offseason, Ronbo. I'm done talking about Kyle Shanahan. He got till 2025. If he don't win a ring, his contract don't need to be extended. But it ain't nothing I can do. It ain't nothing I can do. They extended him. For what reasons? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Hey, Jalen, I thought about you. As soon as I read that headline, I said, oh, man, Jalen's going to be livid. Because he's already gotten rid of Kyle Shanahan.
Hey, dog, look. Hey, 49ers fans, if y'all cool with a head coach keeping us mediocre, hey, I'm fine with that. That's fine. Because apparently, Ronbo, here's the unwritten, the untold truth that 49ers don't want to really say. We're not worried about us going back and having to rebuild. We just don't want to hear the Rams and Seahawks talking trash to us. That's the only thing That's the only thing we worried about. Ronbo.
It's annoying.
Nobody cares. Like, Ronbo, are we seriously that scared of the Rams and Seahawks talking trash to us that we are literally willing to keep a coach that's going to just keep us in the run or relevant or in contingency? Ronbo, we're not the Lions. We're not trying to expand our fan base outside of our state. There are 49ers fans around the world. We want championships. Ronbo, 49ers go 15-1. That's not a surprise.
True.
We want championships. Why are we settling for mediocrity? Well, Ronbo, as long as I'd rather keep Kyle Shanahan than go back to not winning any game. Ronbo,
but Jalen, the definition of mediocrity is average, right? Now, I don't know if we're being average, are we?
Ronbo, no, we're not average. Let me tell you something about Kyle Shanahan. He's either picking in the top 2 or he's going 15-1. There is no in between with him. He's either having a bad year or the best year of his career. Like, there is no 8-8 competitive. No, we either getting our ass kicked or we kicking ass.
Oh yeah.
And
those are only two options.
Yeah, like I mean, we got people who. Man, look, dog.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I got a feeling you're going to be one of his biggest fans after this year. You know what? Now, Red Eye's got to be kidding, right?
You need a ring.
Wait a minute. Wait.
I don't know why we want Ronbo. Why did we? Jesus Christ. I don't even know why we extended him the first time, Ronbo. He had 2 losing seasons, and then went 2 losing seasons, and you make it to the Super Bowl. Barely heavily on your defense. Let's not act like that defense in 2019 wasn't legit. So, and he got extended after making it to the Super Bowl. Oh,
well, that's true. But, you know, Jalen, how about this, though? When you look at the distance we've came, because we were actually below mediocrity.
Ronbo, we were just in a Super Bowl in 2013. We need to get over the hump.
What happened after that, though? I mean,
Ronbo, for 2 years we weren't okay. Ronbo, for like maybe 3 years we weren't good. Okay, but we got back where everybody knew the 49ers was gonna be back eventually. Ronbo, come on.
But it depends on who brought them back. There's a lot of teams that have been coming back for how long? The Cleveland Browns are going right back into the dirt now.
Ronbo, the Cleveland Browns Ronbo, certain teams, you know they're gonna have an off year, but you know eventually they're gonna come back around. And we one of those teams.
Yeah.
We want championships. Why are we
Well, I agree. I do.
Why are we settling for as long as we in the hunt? Dog. No. Yeah. That's not all right, bro. That ain't it.
Jalen, we got to at least play it out. Now, I think this team is pretty strong. And it's not easy.
How much longer? Jesus. Ronbo, what if we have to rebuild with Kyle Shanahan as our head coach? We've seen that with the average roster, Kyle Shanahan can't do anything. He has to have at least a competent roster.
Now, remember, Jalen, remember, we were on the average roster. We were only losing by 2 and 3 points. Remember that little margin we were losing by every week? And then finally over that hill. You gotta appreciate Shanahan for his accomplishments.
2017, Ronbo. I remember some blowouts. I remember some blowouts.
Well, 2017?
I remember some blowouts.
I thought we were losing games by 2. That was the first year, right? 2 and 3 point losses.
2018,
it was a terrible team. We had no personnel, and that's why everybody was saying, every time I watch the news, 49ers have no talent. I just get so mad.
Ronbo, that team has some, Ronbo, that team, let's just be real. That team, it ain't the talent that we see today, but we had Buckner, Armstead, we had Eric Reed. Ronbo, we had a little bit of, it was some talent at places. We just didn't have no damn coaching.
Well, not compared to a lot of teams around the league. I mean, it was
but I mean, Ronbo, it was some. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was some. Reuben Foster was. I mean, we had some decent players.
It takes a minute to build a team. When you start from scratch, it takes a minute to build a team. You can't just come in blazing with nobody like Sean McVay did.
I get that, and I get that. He spent his first 2 years. I get that.
Trying to assemble talent.
We extended him a second time for what?
Jalen, we got to go. Give
what do we just extend them for? Jesus Christ.
We're going to get that trophy just for you this year.
Hey, I need that trophy, Ronbo. I can't see Kyle Shanahan 10 years with no ring. That's crazy. That'd be crazy. Man, but at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and need a 2-year rest.
Yeah.
D&D and Rudy going to keep coming. Well, I haven't seen them in a while, but they're going to keep coming in here crying because the 49ers, we're going to be the best.
Because they see the lights are going out. They can't
Let's not forget, y'all. The Rams and Seahawks are a part of history, but it ain't good. Tom Brady is considered the GOAT. because the Seahawks wanted to throw the ball at the 1 yard line and the Rams put up 3 points in the Super Bowl. Thanks a lot. That's going in the Hall of Fame ceremony, in his Hall of Fame ceremony, those games are going to be brought up. 3 points and throwing the ball at the 1 yard line. Thanks a lot, Seahawks. Thanks a lot, Rams. Hey, Kyle, I need my ring this year, dog. You finna be here till I'm about 30 years old. I need my ring.
But Jalen, he's not happy. He's not happy. He's going to get happy this year, though. Barack O'Neill says, starting contribution, Rumble Jay Rice, fathead. You know, because, I mean, thanks, Barack. But, you know, I kind of, man, I'm waiting to decide how that side of the wall. Hey, Steven. Now, see,
what's going on,
Red, I don't see anything about, Steven, you see anything about Dak Prescott breaking an ankle? Red, I just threw that out there. Okay, I thought so. Anyway, Steven.
Ankle again?
No, I don't know why he put that up there. That's not true. I just went over to see because that would have been a headline that got up immediately. Anyway, Steven, anything you want to amplify on that you didn't get a chance to say yesterday about that game that saw Brock Purdy say, look, you guys can throw whatever you want to me. I may be a kid, but I'm not an idiot. You keep blitzing me, and you guys see what we're doing here, and you continue to blitz me?
This is what I noticed about him, Ronbo, is that, I mean, we obviously know he's got a huge target paying on his back. He's already in MVP running because he's continuously scored a single, if not 2 touchdowns per game in the regular season since he started, mind you. Before it was 2 touchdowns per game, which no quarterback I don't think has ever done that as the last
he ranks with two other famous Lamar Jackson. I forget who the other person is. I don't know if it's is it? It could be. But I know he's number 3. It can only be
number
Mahomes,
3. Lamar
right?
Jackson is young.
Huh?
I think it is Mahomes. No, it's Mahomes. So Mahomes is
It
number
has
1.
to be, right?
Jackson's number 2.
Yeah. Look at that company.
So he's already in that running as one of the best quarterbacks, youngest quarterbacks to start in a regular season.
With the record he has.
What I noticed about Brock is that in the first 3 games we've watched him play, he gets first and second quarter jitters. And then the next half, the second half, he seems to be okay. Seems to kind of level out.
He's getting good.
However,
on his
what's strange to me is that when we watched him when, like last season during the regular season when he first started, you saw the first quarter jitters, and then he played against Brady, beat Brady into the dirt, him and the Bucks, and then all of a sudden his confidence went through the roof. Now he was manhandling bigger teams in the postseason, but now it's like, he's kind of still got that jitters, and I think it's because of the injury. But
did he really?
I mean,
I think it's nerves. I mean, he appears to be inhuman sometimes, but actually, the beginning of the game, it takes him a few minutes. I used to be like that. I know a lot of guys. When the game first starts, I wasn't ready to play until I got hit. There's something that gets jarred, and then I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to play now. But I think he just comes in the game. He's young. What is he? 22, 23. He's in the NFL. He hasn't even played 15 games yet. I think his nerves get a little rattled. That arm looks really strong to me. Everybody keeps thinking it's his arm. I don't know. Does that really look like it's, it's bothering him? Go ahead.
Well, no, I don't think it's bothering him. I think what it is, it's a psychological thing. He doesn't want to re-injure it. Mind you, he had an invasive surgery, meaning that they didn't have to do major work. It was just like, okay, we'll do this, boom, he's done. Yeah. He doesn't want to re-injure it again to where it takes a longer process and it's life-changing after that.
Yeah.
Now you have to change your mechanics. Now you got to change this. Because right now he's slinging it just the way he did before he got hurt.
Yeah.
So I think it's just that. He doesn't want to re-injure that because it's such a easy thing to happen if you have a defensive end coming at you mid-swing. So, I'll give him credit where it's due. I think that's what's really giving him the jitters, just him getting hit the wrong way and then causing injury.
But you really think that's on his mind, though? Maybe. I can't imagine. He doesn't look like that's a concern. He might be. I don't know. Could be right.
But one thing I do notice is that Excuse me.
Rome's kept him up all night.
Oh man,
You didn't get him in bed at midnight, did you?
he's a night owl, man. Nope.
Go Rome.
But I'll be honest, the 49ers always go off to a slow start. I mean, I was ripping them, but if I'm looking back at it, last year we had a terrible start.
We
To
did.
the season.
We did that for 2 years in a row.
We thought we were just like, okay, that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly. I'm pretty sure everyone was on the same boat. We were starting off really shitty. We just got dogged by the Broncos in the dumbest way possible.
Right.
We lost to Chicago, who we should have just kicked the shit out of. But and then there we were, AFC Championship, down to our fourth quarterback and then a running back.
I still don't believe that. God, I wish I could have that erased from my memory.
But like I said, I think we have so many offensive weapons to have an air raid process. I mean, think about it. 3rd and Javon couldn't be more perfect. Ronnie Bell, right place, right time. Deebo Samuel, run through your fucking face. Brandon Ayuk, break your ankles. It's like, we can air raid. Oh, the George Kittle, and then when the chips are down and we got no one left, who do we got? Ross Dwelly. So it's like we've got enough potential to have an air raid against other teams.
Yeah.
It's just that offensive line needs a little bit more fortitude on the right side. I mean, that's the biggest elephant in the room.
Every time somebody says something about McCaffrey, I got to say, McKivitz was the only guy in the offensive line this week that didn't give up any pressures.
Yeah, and, Colt McKivitz has been shown to kind of really step it up. He did the same thing last year. He kind of stepped it up. I don't know who's next to him. I think it's Burford.
Yeah, Burford's having all kind of trouble. Yeah, Burford's the low man of the total this year. Yeah, other than the game one.
Which is kind of sad because I was really pulling for him,
I was too. I think he'll be okay. He needs McKivitz to step up. I think that has an effect on him as well. Let's see what happens. If McKivitz continues to play the pace he's playing, look for Burford to improve as well.
Well, I want to talk about Aaron Banks, though. Because I don't know if there was a play. Who was it? Was it Devo's play or was it McCaffrey's play? One of them ran to the left side onto the sideline and was just pushing ass. And here comes Aaron Banks pushing off 2 dudes, a linebacker and a defensive end at the same time. I was blown away. I was like, there's no way I actually saw that in real life. So it's crazy to me to see someone as young but powerful like that.
He's big.
He's huge. He's big. He's a big dude. But then what was it? I think Nick finally got his first sack was a good thing for him because now it's okay. He's got it out of his system. Now he's ready.
2 sacks, by the way. That extra point that doesn't count. But yeah.
But I really hope Niners, get the dust off because I mean, like I said, we always start terrible, but this year we're doing terrible in a good way. Don't know how that's going to translate in the postseason or later in the season, but I'm telling you right now,
you're going to get a good sample of that in 2 weeks, Steve.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
I know. Against the Cowboys.
We got to pull up those, Steven. I'll see you Sunday, and we'll get right back on this subject matter because it's just too much fun. All right.
Okay. All right, but you have a good night.
Yeah. Give my best little Rome. Talk to you later.
All right, see you.
Rome's working him. Night, Steven, get some rest.
We'll do.
Oh God! Pretty soon, Steve's gonna be taking Rome out for little jogs. All right, Joe. I'm gonna get you around this 400 meters a couple of times and see if you can get tired. Go Puff says I'm glad I didn't watch Niners 2014 to 2018. Go. It was rough. It was depressing. After Harbaugh left, we went through a time of pain and suffering. Jalen, that's what I keep talking about. That's why I love me some Shanahan. We haven't been back to that place yet. But that area between 2014 and 2018, we were in that zone that you only see in your dreams. There's nothing but blankness and darkness around you with little hemorrhage light dripping in and there, but you just feel empty and and helpless. You're going to be here forever, and you're going to be conscious of it. Ah! It came back to me for a moment. Oh, that was scary. Ellis! Ellis, you know, some of the kids, they don't understand. You know, after Harbaugh left, it was really rough. I mean, I was laying in my bed in fetal position after some of them games, wondering what was, you know, I knew every week was going to get ass whooped. You know what? That's just not fun. So, I mean, people need to have to go through that in order to appreciate. Else, I'm not. You know what? Though, I'm not sure how you feel about it. You can touch upon that because you know about Shanahan and Lynch getting re-signed, right? And anything else you want to add to yesterday's game? Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while since we've had such consistency, winning seasons and what we have achieved.
A long while.
Though it hasn't been a Super Bowl, but, the seasons that we've had, you can't,
They're right there.
everybody's not having that, Yeah, there's been a lot of consistency in the winning season aspect, and not everybody can say that, that's in the NFL. Their teams and their fan bases, they can't, they don't share that experience as we are as of right now. So it's been good, man. We all know who's been a fan more than 15 years knows all about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's a lot of there's room. I mean, it looks. The good thing about yesterday and the last game is that even though we scored 30 points, which is really dope, we still left 14 to 21 points out there on the field that we could have had. And so, if we hit those passes, if we execute, if we don't have any, hiccups, then, we're actually, going to the 50s. You know what I mean? Which
that's
is
coming up, though, Ellis. I guarantee that's coming up.
Yeah.
40
no,
is
I know. Oh no. It's reassuring though, with the 30 points and then still not getting what, leaving those points on the field. It's like, man, there's even more. So we have not hit our ceiling yet. Yeah. Is great as things have looked. So, that's definitely positive. Did we get an update on Debo? Did you hear anything about it?
He's just sore. Nothing's broken. He'll be fine. He's day to day, so they don't have to come into the facility until Monday. So I suspect by Tuesday or Wednesday, Debo will be going through the walkthrough and getting ready for the Cardinals. Maybe he'll get a less play because I like Ronnie Bell. I want to see more of him. Let Debo rest for the Cowboys. Just get a little workout. That's all he needs. A few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Ayuk need to rest. Definitely, we need to make sure that I is playing. If he's using his brain, he'll leave. Brandon out again. I mean, if he does have him dressed, he'll have him, limited snaps. But I wouldn't, like really a real pitch count, like, play like 20% of the game, versus whatever the percentage would be for him normally had he been starting and fully healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I look forward to, seeing Kyle do, is because we need him more against the Cowboys, far more than we'd ever need him against the Cardinals. And we need him to be at full health, so full strength.
Gotta keep him sharp, though. Just a few plays, but not many.
Yeah. So that's my thing with that. I'm excited for Ronnie Bell. I'm hoping that Kyle got just a glimpse of seeing him not only on special teams, catching that tipped ball and getting that touchdown and getting his feet in, how he did in the air. I mean, shit, he could have just, if the corner was thinking, he would have pushed him out of bounds and he would have never got his feet in. But Ronnie came down so quickly, I don't even think in the heat of the moment, the dude wasn't even thinking about it, the defender. and Ronnie was able to get his feet in while moving full speed, going out of bounds, catching an out. You know, I was dope. So there's plenty more where that came from. You know what I mean? And I think we're going to be seeing that. I think Kyle will start to want to just feel like he needs to start giving Ronnie some plays, even if Brandon is at full strength, just because he is another weapon. This is what I always talk about, is Kyle utilizing all of our weapons and not just doing the favoritism shit. Like, those different guys out there that the teams will least expect. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they got that guy number 10 out there. Yes. Oh, number 10. We're not even worried about 10. Yeah, don't worry about 10. He's about to go for 6.
Too late.
So, yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Glad that John and Kyle were able to get that extension. You know, I think that Jed is, you know, feeling really confident about what's going on right now, and you know, this could be the year. You know, we could be going back. We should be going back to the Super Bowl again, and we should be winning it this year, honestly. But I feel like his confidence in seeing what, you know, Kyle and John are able to do in the midst of all of the, you know, the shambles in between, you know, decision making and stuff like that, and just, you know, mortgaging the future, making certain picks and what have you, you know, the stuff with Trey and just shit like that. It's like we're still able to come in and have a really strong start to the season. You know, Brock is looking, you know, he's improving each week.
Well coached. Mm-hmm.
He's still really consistent and has really, he's impressive. He's impressive with his decision making. You know, the gutsy aspect and him being able to stay, you know, laser focused, making the right decisions, not, you know, getting shaky under, you know, pressure. I mean, they blitzed 30 something fucking times. They bought the house 30 something times on little old Brock.
Kind of stupid.
And he was still, his QBR was still high as hell. He's at 100 and like 15 or 20 or 30 or something. No, I'm talking about with the pressure.
Oh yeah.
With the pressures, he was like high as hell. So, you know, that's, teams aren't going to continue to keep doing that, and we're going to make them pay. When we play Dallas, if they keep on trying to do that, we're going to make them pay. I just hope that they continue to protect them and shit. You know what I mean? We got to keep them healthy.
Keep them short. Get rid of that ball. Man, we got to go. Well, I'm going to see you Sunday, and you know this. Be looking for you, Ellis. We can't have a program without you. You're my best of the squad.
I appreciate it, family. So love. Yes, sir. Thank you, man, for the platform as always, Bo.
My pleasure.
And shout out to production. Shout out to the faithful out there. Shout out to Tony out there in Australia. Tony out there in ATL. Hopefully Tony Nagatani doing all right.
Yeah. Tony's he is busy because he'd have been here right now. I got a note from him.
Yeah, shout out Evan. Yeah, shout out Evan and shout out Papa D. Shout out all the good people, man. Shout out those in the chat too. Yeah, Harold and others, man. Much love.
D and Jim Everett. Fam,
nah,
we'll see you Sunday.
Nah.
I like to mess with
Definitely not.
That Ellis. You the man.
All right, fam. Yes, sir.
You know, I really hope we can keep our resident trolls, because a celebration of a Super Bowl, if they don't show up, since they've been with us the whole time, to come in and give props, I'm thinking that I'm going to take a vote for them. If they don't, we will block them just on the strength of that, the vote alone. So let y'all know, Gene, Jim, ready to go, all you other comedians. If we win, you will celebrate with us, or you will be done. Hey, let's go to David out in the UK. Texas boy, especially you. Hey, David out in the UK.
How's it going, Ronbo?
David, it's going wonderful, as, you know, the machine keeps rolling red and gold on. You know?
Oh, it does indeed. What a game.
And you know, some of the stats and numbers that were put out, it was more brilliant than we knew. I didn't know that the Giants had went to that extreme with those blitzes. And I'm looking at a 22, 23-year-old kid out. Brock Purdy hasn't played a full season's worth of games yet, and he weathered that incredibly strange defense, and we still put up 30 points, David. Oh, I'm delighted.
It was great, wasn't it? I've never seen the team blitz so much.
Nobody has. That's a first.
It was like it was the only. I've never seen a game where it's just pure blitz.
That shows how helpless
and
they
he
thought they
handled
were.
it. He handled it so well. None of them.
We're going to see it again, too, Dave. I got a feeling somebody else is going to be that stupid. I don't think it's going to be the Cowboys, but some other teams are going to think, well, we can do that better than the Giants. We'll see. But we're ready for it. We've seen it.
No, it will be someone stupid like the Cardinals. Or
Maybe, actually.
Probably be their game plan next week, wouldn't it?
You know what, Dave, if I'm the other teams around the league, I'd beg the Cardinals not to do that. Listen, let's not give the 49ers a lot of practice with that defense. Let's take turns if we're going to do that.
I've got to ask you a quick question.
Yes.
Was it a safety or not?
David, I hate to sound like a 49er fan, but I am. I think it was a safety.
Oh, it so was, wasn't it?
I thought so.
I nearly lost my voice screaming.
I mean, when he picked his feet up off the ground, he hadn't been taken down yet. And if nothing else but the length of his body, and the ball was on the other side of the goal line when he went down, too. I don't know why they couldn't give that a safety. I can't believe New York did something about that.
So was. They just, them refs last night were so New Yorkers. Like, you saw the face mask on Debo, and it was like, okay, finally we're going to get a penalty. Yeah. No, we're going to neutralize it with another one. It was like, what? Where did that come from?
The refs do that. Do you notice that we're always the victims of the referees? And people say, you 49er fans, you're constantly crying and whining about the ref, but you know what? We have justification behind our complaints. I've watched plenty of other football games, and I don't see nearly the abuse going on with other teams from the referees as much as the 49ers have to go through and endure each and every year. I'm not making that up. I don't say anything about that. I try not to because I get tired of people calling me a whiner. But come on, man.
No, I completely agree with you. It's not biased. Anyone can see it. It's not just a 49ers fan saying it just to say it because it's on us.
Because I just assume
you could see it as a neutral and say it.
And David,
and just see it as it is.
That penalty against Dre Greenlaw, was that worthy of a flag?
No. Nowhere close. Nowhere close. But I've got to say one thing though. It was that Debo touchdown.
No, that was beautiful, wasn't it?
You could see the difference between Y.A.C and Debo. It's the same throw, the same location. Y.A.C, it's like, no, I'm going to take it with style. Debo, no, I'm going to push you and take it.
I'm going to brutally take this pass out of here.
It was great. But the great thing is, it's like you can see the underneath. You can see Dwan being a little bit of Debo and Ronnie Bell being a little bit of Y.A.C.
Hey, did you see Anquan? I was about to ask you. Do you remember Anquan? Yeah, Anquan. It was always the DB would be tired and sore and have to check into a clinic to get a rub down and ointment after dealing with Anquan Bolden. And his Debo's got to be the same way.
I remember seeing him at Candlestick and just the way he took it was.
And the thing is, you're bumping and running Anquan going down the field. That was brutal. Anquan Bolden was just. That's why Richard Sherman never messed with Anquan Bolden. Never.
No.
Crabtree was this guy. Didn't mess with Bolden.
No, he never did. You're absolutely right there. And it was even the same with the pregame. Like he was like, Jerry was there, and they had a little thing. It was like, what you're trying to mess with him? No, go away. Like you're fun. We had our time, but don't mess with greatness because you are going to get taken away.
With an ease that's going to be embarrassing. So, I don't think of though the Giants. David, I don't think the Giants think they had a prayer coming into that game. That was the stupidest game plan I've ever seen in my life. We played some teams that I didn't understand what they were doing, but that was just dumb. So
it was. They had to come up with something short planned and short lived.
That's true. Yeah, and maybe they had Saquon and a little more time.
And no Saquon, they had to come up with something, and they couldn't get it. Yeah. I think their plan was like, we know we can't do anything. It's like an old Ravens team. It's like, we don't care about. We're gonna let our defense try and get the point.
Yeah, and that's how they beat us in the Super Bowl. They sort of stayed with us the whole time because I think we might have had the better offense. David, unfortunately, we're out of time. David, I'll see you Sunday if you got time, and hopefully you do. I love talking to you.
Defo.
All right.
No worries, I'll be there.
All right, David.
Have a great one. Take care, and you too. Shout out to everyone, and take care, and see you soon.
Thanks, David. I'll talk to you shortly. There goes David. As we say, the 49ers are worldwide. UK stepping up. There's a lot more. I actually have known a few UK fans that are 49er fans. Hey, Casey. Casey. I'm dying to know what Casey did.
Ronbo, what's shaking?
Casey, I'm dying to know. I'm glad you called. I'm always glad you called, but I'm always wanting to know after games, did you make any money?
You better believe it, Ronbo. But not on the 49ers.
You didn't think they covered that 10-point spread, did you?
No, I took the Niners in the over, and it was the Niners in the under.
Yeah,
but
only 20 because they didn't score any points. That's right.
But next week should be the Niners in the over, and I imagine the week after that it'll be the Niners in the under. So I'm going to do this back and forth thing.
What's the over next week?
I don't know. I don't think it's set yet.
But you said you were going to take the 49ers in the over.
Yeah, because it's going over one. It started under and then it went over.
Okay, because the Cardinals, I don't know what the 49er defense is going to do against them, but I do know the 49ers are going to score in excess of 30 points next week for sure.
They're going to play, Ronbo. That's their
30. You know what? They could go
Cardinals are going to call into the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show, and they're going to play for a game plan.
Probably. Casey, I just realized something. You got to be worried about that over-under with the 49ers this year because we may scratch 40 here and there, but there's not going to be a lot of teams that get over 20 points. Wow. That's going to be interesting to see how that money line changes up and down and the over-under. All right, Casey, go ahead. Let me say it. Rumbo, I'm not here to talk about betting. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Casey. I beat you to it.
I'm here to talk about future Hall of Famer number 13 and the white Derrick Henry number 23. Oh, man, for real, Ronbo. This guy, Christian McCaffrey, he's the white Derrick Henry right now, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Nobody wants to tackle this guy.
That's why when people talk about how great Brock Purdy is, he is good, but listen, if McCaffrey is really making life a little easier. I don't care who the quarterback is. McCaffrey's a machine. God, he's tough.
No, Brock has the potential to be the MVP someday for sure, but right now the team MVP is Christian McCaffrey. It's not even close. He's running vicious. This guy is I'm watching every game. People decide, do I want to tackle this guy? And they say no, and then he scores a touchdown. It happens every game now.
And don't you love that one guy that decides to stand up shoulder to shoulder with McCaffrey while he's running down the field? The first thing Christian does is put him in choke slam mode, and McCaffrey's dragging him down the field.
Rumbo, you remember his father? His father was vicious too. I remember, Rumbo, I was born in 91, but I do remember Ed McCaffrey on Monday Night Football.
That's where he gets it from. They're just mean people. But I love when people get up close. They think they're going to tackle him. McCaffrey grabs him by the collar and drags him down the field with him. And then at the end, he's still holding on. McCaffrey's just driving his face into the dirt. That's why Witherspoon got all pissed off. He wouldn't
Rumbo,
let go.
Did you see that sideline view of the run that he had versus the Rams? That sideline view?
McCaffrey?
That told me everything about this season, man.
Yeah.
Like, he is running so fast and so vicious down that sideline.
Violent runner.
Akella Witherspoon is lucky that
that's
it
what I'm
only
talking
went
about.
like that, because
that was the angry
Holy
run of
cow,
that was
Rumbo.
on Good Morning Football, one of the angry runs. Yeah.
I hope it got angry run, because it should have. Man, Rumbo,
Akella was definitely angry.
This team is. I still think the Harbaugh Niners are the GOAT Niners of the last 25 years, but we've never seen the team. We've never seen the Niners like this. We've never seen them like this.
Okay, so you agree or not agree with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch getting re-signed and extended?
Oh, I like that.
You okay with
they're
that?
going to have to if they want to give Purdy a big ass contract. That's their way of saying we're going to give Purdy a big ass contract.
Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of contracts will be. The 49ers are not going to have to be. That 3 years from now, don't bring any free agents in or anything like that, so that cap will be to a point where they can pay Purdy. They're going to have to pay him. If he stays, he's going to have to pay.
Yeah. But, Rumbo, I'm pretty sure that 13 and 23 are going to give us a Super Bowl this year, man.
You think so?
There's no one else playing like the 49ers. It's their year. It's got to be their year. There's no other team close to them right now.
I know.
There's really not. And I don't want to hear a damn thing about the Cowboys, Rumbo. They're supposed to beat the Giants. They're supposed to beat the Zach Wilson Jets. And Zach Wilson, he threw 3 interceptions last week, and he was also their leading rusher with 36 yards. I don't care. I don't want to hear a thing about the Cowboys. They're supposed to beat Zach Wilson and the Jets.
The Cowboys, they're power ranked at number 1 in some circles, in some stations, in some channels. And I'm saying, I don't know how you arrive at that.
Yeah, Rumbo, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It really is, isn't it?
As far as I know. As far as I know.
Dak is not. That's not a number 1. I can't. They play the Rams. I mean, they would have been the same thing, but they play the Arizona Cardinals this week. Are they going to lose that game? I hope it's close. That'll drop them in the power ranking.
I don't even know who the Cardinals quarterback is right now. Isn't it Josh
I was going to
Dobbs?
say, can you name any other player on there? Buda Baker's not playing.
Exactly. Just like I took the Bears over the Bucks, and my friend was like, "Yeah, I took the Bucks," and I was like, "Oh, you took the Bucks?" And he's like, "Yeah, why'd you take the Bears?" And I was like, "Because of Justin Fields. Justin Fields is way better than Baker right now. And he goes, "Yeah, but can you name anyone else on the Bears?" And I was like,
that's you know what they need to get. They need what's our coach that helped Kaepernick, Frank. Anyway, they need to go get the same guy Lamar Jackson and Colin Kaepernick thrived under. That coach over there has not a clue as to how to get the best out of Justin Fields. He does not have a clue. And Fields said something about it, apparently, and they got back to it. Fields got on television and says, "Look, I blame myself for everything that's wrong with this, everything." He blamed himself like you're supposed to do as a quarterback, a really leader. And but there was some words said, apparently.
Well, Ronbo, Chicago's a very cold place, and I wouldn't really want to play in Chicago if I was Justin Fields. So maybe, he's in his 3rd year. This is his way of, asking to go over to New England or something. New England's cold too.
Be interesting. Anyway, they got to get rid of that coach. In case we're out of time, we're having too much fun. Well, I'll see you Sunday though.
Man, Ronbo, Jalen cracks me up, man. He said, thanks a lot to the Seahawks and the Rams for making Brady the GOAT. Oh, man.
Wasn't that brilliant?
Yeah, Ronbo, I heard Tom Brady got a new contract with Delta Airlines, and his first job On his first day, he deflated all the tires. All right, Ronbo, I'm out. Thank you. Shout out to all the Seahawks fans in the chat. You ain't got no Ronbo Sports. You're going to be here on Sunday, too, on the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show. Because you ain't got no Ronbo Sports. All the 31 other teams ain't got no Ronbo Sports.
Hey,
Kick me out, Ronbo. I'm pissed. I want a Super Bowl.
I can see that. In case I'll see you Sunday. Oh, God. And Barack, night I gave at least $1,000 to Ronbo. Better get Jerry. I've already said that's got to be the natural choice to put next to Joe Montana. It really does. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Rambo.
Jeremy, how you doing tonight? I'm doing awesome, man. I'm telling you right now, 3-0.
I'm doing good. I'm sitting here drinking some moonshine and getting ready to make some tomorrow. And I'm gonna get ready for this next week's game that we're gonna play, and we're gonna whoop them too. And I'm gonna celebrate with some moonshine.
You know, it takes a real man to drink moonshine. Jeremy, I remember my grandfather as a kid. He was out there making his own stuff. I didn't know what it was. I saw the bottles; they didn't have no labels on it. And he poured me just a tiny shot. Get at a taste. My mom didn't know about it; she was livid later. But Jeremy, I tasted that. It took me 10 minutes to catch breath. I'm about 6 years old. And I'm still running around the house like that for a few minutes. Mama, what's wrong with you? Granddaddy.
Oh, nothing. That moonshine wake you up.
Well, I was awake for 3 weeks. Oh, my God. So as I say, if you can do that, Jeremy, you're a bad man. Woo! Jeremy.
I'm going to do it every game that we win. I'm going to drink moonshine to make it. Every week we win.
You enjoy that. You're going to drink a lot of it because I think we're going to win some more games, Jeremy. Jimmy.
I think we're going to always Super Bowl and win in every game. So I'm going to be drunk a lot.
Jimmy, I don't know if I want to win one. You know, we need to lose at least one just to put some pressure.
No, we're going to win it all in Super Bowl.
Well, I'd love to.
Like Miami Dolphins.
Miami
we're going to win it all.
Yes. They didn't
we're going to do it like them. We're going to win it all.
No pressure whatsoever. I don't want these guys to get in their head that the pressure's so great that they go out there and screw up. I need them to lose to get mad one time.
Nah, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen.
I hope not.
We got the team everybody dreams of. I'm going to start calling Purdy the 30 game man.
Because
he might get 30 points at least.
We just got to stay healthy. Jimmy, you got anything else you want to add about that game yesterday? The foolishness of and I found out that the blitzing that we saw yesterday.
It wasn't high as I was wanting, but at least we won it. You know, I was hoping at 50-0, but I didn't get what I wanted. It should have been.
You know, we could have got it. We could have at least had another touchdown or two. We're going to get there. People, we all need to remember this is the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, and that team is still building up momentum. They'll get what everybody's getting mad about.
They're still getting in the groove of things. You know, they're still getting in the groove of things.
So
they get better.
Yeah.
And heck, if they get even more better, I don't know what people are going to do because they're just going to keep losing to us. And that's how it should be.
We're going to have some games where we're just totally devastated team. People now think they can play with us, Jeremy. They come out there with a plan and everything to get their feelings hurt, but it takes us a little longer. We're putting teams away in the third quarter. There's going to come a time, I think, we take people out from game quarter 1 and 2 and break their heart and make them know that they don't belong on the same field with the 49ers. We got that kind of team. If that defense goes any step further, the offense is already – ooh, that offense has potential.
That's what we're going to do with them Cowboys. We're going to make them know in the first quarter.
God.
We're going to embarrass them so bad, I'm going to laugh at my family. I'm going to tell them, y'all go for them Cowboys all you want. Them 49ers are the real deal, not them Cowboys.
And, Jeremy, when you do
I'm
that.
I'm going to laugh and rub it in.
And when you do, Jeremy, bring your guitar and do the Willie Nelson on it. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Philly called the police on you, of course. Yeah. Them damn cowboys.
I'm going to put it in the upbeat. I'm going to put it on Hey Metal Banging and play that song.
or my other favorite,
happiness. Guitar.
Happiness is Texas in my rearview mirror. Because this goes like a long way, man. Because the Cowboys been an irritant to the 49ers. It goes back, God, over 3 decades. So,
boy, I can't stand them Dallas Cowboys.
And their fans.
No, good Cowboys, a dead cowboy.
Oh, Jeremy, that's scary. But you know what? It's just fun to watch their fans. I mean, even if you didn't have anything against the team, their fans are what make you hate the Cowboys so damn bad anyway, right?
Oh, yeah.
Watching them stand
and that damn owner.
Oh, Jerry Jones.
Who can like a cowboy with that damn owner?
Oh, man. Every time he's sitting up in the booth and the Cowboys are messing up, the whatever network is showing the game, they run that camera right up to the booth and watching Jerry go through his tantrums. Is that fun or what?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And have him say things after the game's over. I'm not paying these large contracts for them boys to play the kind of football I watch today. Jerry, nobody told you to pay everybody $100 million. You played your running back. You played Dak. You paid him $40 million a year. Is he worth $40 million a year? And you just got rid of, what's that wide receiver's name? You sent him to Cleveland, and he was probably one of your better players. You don't know what you're doing. Hire a GM. He refuses to, Jeremy. He will not hire a GM. Jerry Jones thinks he knows what he's doing. I love it. God.
I love it.
But
anyway, as we got Purdy, we're going to Super Bowl.
I kind of feel that, too.
That's how I look at it.
2 or 3 weeks from now, if we're still rolling like we are and getting better like we think we're going to, you know what? It's inevitable. Jim, we're going to go, hey, Jim, we're back Sunday, and got to have you, all right? You and that moonshine.
All right. Give me a 49ers holler and say hello to the faithful out there.
Jeremy sending out his greetings to everybody in the Niner Empire. Sorry, Jeremy.
Good night.
Let's go check in with the Dark Brother. Dark Brother, by the way, is campaigning for us to make sure that Brock Purdy gets the money that's coming to him. Hey, Dark Brother, come on in, fam.
Yeah, Ronbo. Hey, I'm not going to talk too much about that because I already said what I needed to say last night. But damn, man, we can't have him set his roommate, out to a movie every few nights, when the wife comes over.
He's got the big Guerrero over there with him and Zakel. They probably have developed some kind of camaraderie over there. You watch that movie. What was that movie? The Transformers. Hey, bros before hoes, man. Maybe he's sitting back and they're back there throwing back cool ones and said, hey, we'll take off. You and your lady can have the house. No problem. But you can't move out.
They're not even renting a house, man. They're renting an apartment. Can you imagine living in an apartment with a 300-pound lineman as your roommate?
And can you imagine if he's having gas?
Can you imagine how the toilet's going to smell after that lineman is up in there?
Man, I tell him, listen, why don't you go down to the gas station and use the bathroom? You're killing me here, man. If anybody would have lit a match after you opened that door, you'd have blown the house up.
Hey, Ronbo, before I forget, congrats to, Kyle Shanahan and Tom and John Lynch for the contract extension.
So you agree with that?
Well
it's
deserved.
Okay with you. Yeah.
You know what? I thought about it. At the beginning, I thought it was kind of weird. To be doing this soon, but then I thought, you know what? Jed York is a businessman, and he had a 3-game sample this season already, and he likes what he sees. Especially when we went down to L.A. and he saw that 60% of the people who bought tickets to that stadium,
it was more than that, I think,
were in red jersey. So those guys are putting out a good product.
Exactly.
They're putting out, whether we win or lose, they're putting out a good product.
Exactly. We're taking over stadiums all over the nation. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful thing.
And
I thought I was watching a home game.
And he sees the profit. he sees the profit from the jersey sale.
That's right.
You know, so to make a long story short, it's all about the results. You know, and the result is 3 games so far this season. Looks like we're heading to the Super Bowl. Everyone's saying the same thing. And then the past 2 seasons, NFC Championship game, and then 2019 Super Bowl. So you can't fault the results. It's just that, you know, with John Lynch, you know, a lot of his decisions have kind of confused and pained me in the past. You know, like I'm still kind of scarred by Solomon Thomas. You know? and I'm still scarred by who else? Who else was just atrocious?
Reuben Foster was a mistake.
Yeah, Reuben Foster, you know, like there was red flags all over that guy.
You know, also Dante Pettis, that was a mistake. And you know, the bad thing about it, I was also a Dante Pettis fan. I thought that was a good pickup. A lot of these guys come in and surprise us.
Well, you can't blame John for all the offensive players because they all told the media that, you know, all the offensive people,
that's Kyle.
They are basically Kyle's choices.
C.J. Beathard ran his whole contract with us. We never got rid of him. You know,
hey, but Ronbo, the thing with Kyle is, you know, if you look back to all the quarterbacks that he drafted, right, all of them have jobs in the league right now. You know, Chris Mullen, even old man, what's his name? What's that old quarterback that we had before Jimmy? Brian Hoyer. Even Brian Hoyer has a job.
I think he's carried a clipboard. Was that him over with? I thought was that Brian Hoyer walking around with a clipboard?
I think he's with Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy G.
He's in Vegas. He had a clipboard, or was he backing up? Was he in uniform? I saw him. That's Brian Hoyer.
I think he's number 3. They dropped the young kid. Who's taking a year off. He's going to be the future, and then Jimmy's right now, and then Hoyer is like number 3.
In case anything goes wrong.
Basically, all of the quarterbacks that played for Kyle since 2017, they all have jobs.
But the Vegas, that's the Boston club. I mean, all those guys also played for Belichick, and they played with McDaniels back when he was the OC.
Well, C.J. Beathard is in Jacksonville.
Is he still there?
Chris Mullen. Chris Mullen is in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Chris Mullen.
I gotta tell you.
And look at he's only 40. Was it 42? And look at this coaching tree. He already got McVay. He got who else? LaFleur. You know, and now you got McDaniel.
You got Sala.
You got
Sala, McDaniels before.
And D'Amico.
Yeah. D'Amico, I left him out.
Huh?
Yeah, I just thought it. D'Amico. You know what? I think, what's his name, learned a lot from Shanahan, but McVay was actually on the same coaching team. They were both below the, what's his name that was over in Washington. But yeah.
Hey, LaFleur works for both of them, right? LaFleur works for McVay and he works for Kyle Shanahan, right? At some point in his career, and he said, without a doubt, Kyle is above and beyond anybody that's out there coaching right now.
That's why when people say anything Shannon's he's a brilliant guy.
He said he thought he knew about football, you know, and then when he started sitting down talking with Kyle about football and drawing up plans and plays, he said, "Man, I didn't know shit." You know, he forgotten more than I've ever learned.
You know, we're losing games behind little fluke, weird things. But as far as getting beat up, 49ers don't get beat up by nobody. We got beat up one time in the last few years against the Chiefs in that game last year. And ever since then, if 49ers lose, it's going to be in the fourth quarter, and you're going to have to really work hard to beat them. So, you know.
Hey, but I wouldn't worry about Purdy, though. You know why? Well, what's going on with Purdy right now is that it's not that he's a bad quarterback or anything like that. You know, you have to look at it this way. You know, he hasn't thrown a real football. You know, he started throwing a real football, you know, other than like a Nerf football or a towel.
Are you talking about from his
it
injury?
says like July. July was when he actually touched a real football and
Yeah,
threw
no,
it.
Brock
You know,
Purdy,
short distances.
he'll be fine.
So during the whole off season, you know, all of these quarterbacks in the league have been throwing and working on their games, you know, and he hasn't had that. He missed the off season, you know. So he's a little bit rusty, but I bet you like about 6 more games into the season.
3 at the most.
He's going to be pinpoint accurate 6 more games.
I tell you what, fam, he could actually be an MVP talk conversation a little later on. We'll see. Well, we got to go, though. Hey, Dr. Brother, it's always fun. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo, give me a shout-out.
Niners for DB. See you Sunday. Oh, God. And hey, there's JJ, who makes his candid performances the entire time. JJ. Boom, 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 bing. Yak, 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 yak. That's going to be my new laugh. I got to figure out to do that naturally. JJ. JJ. Jack.
Hey, Ronbo.
JJ, is there anything you want to add to the fun of winning against the Giants and their I don't know what they were thinking, attack against the 49ers? You know, JJ, a lot of people they still think they can treat Brock Purdy like a rookie child. And I'm telling you right now, I hope that continues because Purdy takes that personally and he makes sure that you don't win. Patrick Peterson, Patrick, I want to give you a shout out in case you're watching by any chance. Peterson's still my favorite.
I'm not too worried about that. I mean, because honestly, I was talking to some people about it earlier. Just a short thing about the game. Brock never looks like. Well, he's always got this look on his face where it's like next down.
Yeah.
Doesn't faze him. Never did.
No emotions.
That's the only thing I'll say about that game. So it's.
Oh, he has one emotion.
That's what's good about this kid.
When he does something well, he loses it. I love that. The screaming, the flexing, and then he goes back into.
Yeah.
I got no. I'm stoic.
Yeah, razor sharp focus.
Yeah, eyes are squinted.
But anyways, I wanted to get into the thing that happened today, Ron. I kind of came in towards the end, but are there actually people pissed off that Shanahan got extended? Are you serious?
I'm assuming, JJ, a lot of people have been wanting to fire. Jalen made clear that he appreciates John Lynch, but someone kept saying, Jalen, you say that to say what? Jalen.
That's just
there's a Jalen club.
Well, Ron, you can ask these people the same thing because I've heard other clowns say that. Oh yeah, I like to have somebody call Harbaugh. Okay, if you look at it, Shanahan's right there neck and neck with Harbaugh. They had 1 Super Bowl appearance, 3 NFC Championship games. You're looking at the same person. Knock it off. If anything, I think Shanahan's a little bit more. He has a greater chance of winning. And you look at all this. This is a game of inches. Even with Harbaugh, we lost. Give the ball to Gore 4 times, we would have made it in. Okay, the last one. I mean, the whole thing. There wasn't a single hold on both of the entire Super Bowl. We had a fluke drop against the Rams that could have taken us right back to the Super Bowl. We had Purdy, who had a freak accident on his arm, who every Niner would admit we would have definitely beat the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
That's
the
another
defense is going to stop the Eagles no matter what. Yeah.
This is a game of inches. It really is. I mean, the year we went to Super Bowl, remember the year we played in Atlanta, we lost because Kittle fumbled the ball slightly. He couldn't even turn the ball towards the first down. He literally missed the first down, a game-winning first down, by inches.
Yeah.
The small inches completely dictate the entire game. So as far as we just had really turned to bad luck, and people want to say we can't go over the hump.
Yeah.
I hate stupidity, Ronbo. It's really irritating to me.
We lost every game. Nobody beat us up or anything like that. We lost by the other team got blessed by some stroke of luck that is unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah.
Last year was crazy with the Eagles. And even the people that were optimistic, have faith. Are you kidding me? If we beat the Eagles with Josh Johnson, you really think he's going to take out Mahomes?
I know, right? That's why we didn't need to go. We didn't really. They were going to go get somebody else. Remember, you heard about the contingency plan, right? They were. What's the guy that just
doesn't matter,
retired? I mean, that would have been worse. I mean, the 49ers had plans on going to get the Chargers quarterback that retired. Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was actually part of the plan.
Yeah.
They just revealed that recently. I said, Phillip Rivers? No.
Ronbo, and I don't care if you are a Hall of Fame quarterback. You're not going to learn Kyle's system in 2 weeks.
In 5 minutes? Yeah, 2 weeks.
I would rather not go to the Super Bowl and than go to the Super Bowl and lose it.
That's damn right.
It's tiresome. So, but I have the question though: if not Shanahan, who else? Who else is out there?
I keep
even
asking.
Show would admit he wants freaking Pete Carroll. I mean, Pete Carroll's
not going to leave.
Like gonna die tomorrow.
He's not going to leave his beloved Hawks to come be the 49ers head coach. He's not going to do it. And Bill Belichick is happy where he is. I don't know who we're going to get.
Is he?
There
is nobody,
I may have spoke too soon. Yeah.
There is nobody. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. There is nobody, and everybody is a copycat league.
Yeah.
90% of the whole damn thing is biting off of Kyle Shanahan, anyways.
He'd be signed 5 minutes after he got fired. Do you know how many how many teams would take Kyle Shanahan in a heartbeat? Oh.
Every single one of them.
And he would
even Andy Reid. Andy Reid. If you really, without being biased, Ronbo, would you pick Andy Reid over Shanahan? And I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the coaches themselves.
Listen, people are going to knock me up for this. No, and listen, something else too. Did you notice? Without Eric Bieniemy, I've been saying this since Bieniemy got hired over in Washington. I want to see 6 weeks from now if they're doing the same thing. And everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, well, they lost some players. I know, but you know what? That doesn't usually matter because the Chiefs have always been beating people up no matter who they lost. Okay, now, Bieniemy, they've been wondering who was the guy behind the success in Kansas City. Was it Bieniemy or was it Andy? Okay, well, we'll see.
Neither. It was freaking Mahomes. That's what it was.
Well,
Of a quarterback.
But you need to have a plan. Every player, the team's got to have a plan. And Bieniemy might have been the driving force. If Washington, are they 1-1?
I don't even know, Ram.
They beat the Cardinals. Anyway, if they improve vastly this year, oh, come on. You know what's going on. Then.
Well, I always looked at it as Bieniemy had always had a grudge against us ever since we beat his ass in Super Bowl 29.
Yeah.
Finally got his damn revenge. You remember he was a player, right?
Yeah, well, see, that's what I mean. I got to – that's always makes coaches anyway. You look at D'Amico. Great coach.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hey, JJ, always a pleasure. Are you rolling tonight? JJ's rolling every night.
Check your DM.
Right.
I'm always
There it is.
Ronbo, you better – What other player would you rather get a fat head of? JV is the GOAT. Period.
Better. I still, the thing is, the tradition behind Dwight Clark, I still struggle with that because Jerry was all world, all the time. But Dwight in that one dramatic catch against the friggin' Cowboys, ooh, that's iconic. But Rice was too. I need more room. If I could put Rice and Dwight, and then put Joe right between them. Now that is a setup.
Big Show wearing a freaking Carlos Hyde jersey.
Yeah, but Big Show, he and I both agreed on Carlos Hyde, and you're saying this about that's awesome. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, bud. Check your DM. What you want?
All right, JJ. Promise. All right. No, JJ, I'm serious. I'm gonna check. Right. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening, man. You having fun in the chat tonight?
Oh, man, I tell you, man, there's always a comedy show going on there, especially as soon as a few people ride in, especially that cowboy. He's got a thick skin, don't he? Man.
Hey, Ronbo, we ran him out. I don't know if you saw the comments. Val Ramos Chris Hansen and myself, we were dogging Texas, boy. We ran them out of the chat. And then you were talking to like 3 callers ago. Yep. You started talking about the Cowboys. He got mad and he left the chat.
I hate to hurt his feelings, but you know.
But like you said, Ronbo, he talks a lot of major poo-poo all the time.
He does. I've been ready to go about that far apart. Ready to go is just completely stupid. But Texas boy is just pissing people. He just says things he knows is going to get a rub. You know?
We ran him out. Cause I think what got him, Ronbo, I don't know if you saw my comments. I told Val Ramos, I said, all joking aside, the Cowboys got a tough schedule. And I said, these are the teams they're going to lose to. I started naming them. Seattle, Detroit, Miami, Buffalo, L.A. Chargers, Washington once, Philly twice, and Texas boy got mad.
Hey, Tony, no, all kidding aside, the thing is all those clubs are probably going to be over 500. You know, the Cowboys, and it's not being said enough, the Cowboys struggle against over 500 clubs. That's just the bottom line.
Yes.
That's the way it's been for the last 3 years. And so anybody that says anything about the Cowboys being dominant, like all these shows that are saying, Cowboys are ranked to power number 1 and the Cowboys have a great chance. This could be the year that Jerry Jones will finally get his way. What are you talking about? They went played the Giants and the Jets. I mean, they're like Zach Wilson. And the Giants don't even know their head from their. Listen, I don't know why they get so much love like they do every year. There's a lot of people that are pulling for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl, and I think some of them are outside of football. I mean, there must be politicians or something. Why is it the Cowboys get so much love, and a lot of it's unwarranted?
Ronbo, this is the last week of the Dallas Cowboy gravy train, Arizona. The downfall is going to start when they play you guys in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. If Arizona
that's
plays
when the downfall is going to start. They play you guys, then they play the Chargers. They're going to lose both of those games, and then it's going to start downhill.
And I tell you what, Tony, even if they beat the Cardinals, if they struggle to beat the Cardinals, it's going to get loud.
They're going to start panicking.
And as about the noise around them.
Yeah, and as the people were saying in the chat, when you guys traded Trey to the Dallas Cowboys, when Dak found out his ass got fired.
and well, you know what? I understand that no matter how he feels, he's actually being nice to Trey, from what I heard. What did he say? That press conference? No, this is the first time I heard about it. I'm just now hearing about it myself. So I welcome him to the. Okay, Dak, you know, you somebody probably briefed you before you started this press conference. We can see the glow on your face. You are sizzling. If I put an egg on top of your head right now, it would fry. You know, Jerry Jones.
And Ronbo, like you said, against the Jets and the Giants, they've been handcuffing Dak. He ain't really been throwing the ball down the field. He's going to have to against the Chargers and the Niners and all those other good teams.
You know,
they're going to force him to.
And you're right, because McCaffrey's actually treating. They're not saying anything about it, but he's being treated with no respect. Dak is not being allowed to do any of the things he used to do. He's not getting the ball and doing whatever he pleases, and they're running the ball a lot more than they used to. So you know.
But the good team's going to shut that down. You know that. Good teams.
I know. And Dak's
going to
panic.
Okay, we're going to shut the run down. Dak, what you going to do?
He's going to panic. See, Dak, I didn't know. I never knew this about Dak, but he does panic. I thought some of those things he was doing were just mistakes, but Dak panics. He does.
Yep. He's going to start going up against those good defenses, and then let's see what happens.
And Tony, if he was smart, I seen him do a few runs. Dak is a good runner. He'd be hard to bring down coming around. Dak's a big dude. He should incorporate his run game a little more, because standing back there in the pocket surveying the field is not his strong suit. He's okay, but I mean, a lot of times those picks, like I love to revert back to that one against the Jaguars, that was just ridiculous. I'll never forget that. Him and Dak.
Yeah, you looked at the receipt.
Both of them were looking at each other. And Dak threw it anyway.
Yeah, in the corner. And he threw it anyway, yeah. But you know what, Ronbo? The good teams are going to shut down that run. The good teams are going to shut that stuff down you guys gonna force Dak to do what he's gonna do is throw picks.
Mm-hmm. And he panics, like I say.
And then, like I said, Cooper Rush is that bridge quarterback between Dak and Trey. Cooper Rush is gonna end up playing after Dak gets benched, and then Trey gonna play at the end of the year.
I will.
That's what I think.
I'll be so delighted to see that. I said, you know what, Jerry, you still got to pay him $40 million. In fact, if you
know they're gonna get rid of him at the end of the year probably, so you want to pay that.
They're going to try to trade him. Jerry, he hates paying his quarterbacks to begin with. If Jerry doesn't get any feedback, has to play dead cap money or finish out the contract with Dak, he would lose his mind. So he'll figure something out.
Yep. They're the number one ranked defense, and y'all number two, but that's just a technicality because it's only been 2 weeks.
I mean, when you play against Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson, you should be number one. A lot of teams are probably going to be number one against those two defenses, you know? So good on them, okay? Yeah. And everybody's talking about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons started off last year, Tony. Remember, Micah Parsons was Defensive Player of the Year. He had already been given the award by week 6. I said, you know, Cowboys have something going on somewhere that they get all the love in the world. They've already been anointed as America's team. Everybody that plays for the Cowboys is a god. And now Micah Parsons has played 6 weeks. And where did Micah Parsons go in the second half of the season? You know, he kind of disappeared after he started playing a lot of over 500 teams. I said, Micah Parsons is a good football player.
Those teams got offensive linemen. I'll put some beef on them and put him on his ass.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is a good football player. I'm not going to say that, but I'm saying, you know, let's let him earn that spot and stop just giving it to him because he's wearing a Dallas Cowboys uniform.
Exactly. Hey, Ronbo, you know who the number one leading rusher is in the National Football League?
Who's that?
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking about defense. Yeah, no, he earned that this past weekend, right? I think, yeah.
No, I'm talking about before y'all's game yesterday. He's number one.
Well, after week 1. I never think too much about week 1 or week 2. Week 3.
After week 2. You know who's the number 2 rusher in the National Football League?
Who's that?
And don't even count your game yesterday. Christian McCaffrey's one. Guess who number 2 is? It's going to shock you.
I can't imagine because I haven't looked at that stat.
Rookie Bijan Robinson of the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You got that running back that I was telling you about after you whooped us last year. I said, you know, Tony, who's that running back? And you told me about
No, not Tyler Algier. That's Tyler Algier.
Oh, that's Algier.
He got 1,000 yards.
You guys got 2 running backs?
I'm talking about the rookie, Bijan Robinson.
One thing about the Falcons, you guys always pick up more than one.
We got 2 good backs.
Offensive player. I mean, this goes all the way back to, God, this goes back 3 decades. Y'all always had a great offensive alignment.
Roddy White, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Michael Vick, Michael Trent. Yeah.
Julio
but this year, we got a lot of defensive players through free agency.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta have that. You gotta have those defenders. See, that's what the NFL is all about now. It always has been, pretty much. But if you've got a doomsday defense, I hate using that term because remember the Cowboys, they had the doomsday. I always loved the way that sounded. Cowboys doomsday defense, and that music was playing. Dun, 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 and they started naming them players.
Well, right now we're 8th in defense. We're 8th in total defense in the NFL. 6 slots behind you guys.
You know, Tony, think of all the names: Doomsday Defense, the Purple People Eaters, the what's the Rams front four? Right, Miami's front four. Merlin Olsen.
The Miami Dolphins with the no-name defense.
Yeah,
Miami Dolphins, the no-name. Yep.
What was the name of that?
You know who gave him that name? Tom Landry gave him that name. He said they're a bunch of no-names
because they were just kicking butt. Fearsome foursome.
Yeah.
You know, the Rams are the fearsome foursome.
Fearsome foursome. Yeah.
We at 49ers, we once had the name the Gold Rush, and for some reason they gave it to the cheerleaders.
The Gold Rush. I remember that.
But wait, the Steel Curtain. Even I was impressed with the Steel damn Curtain. So Jack Lambert. I mean, what was that? Mean Joe Green. Oh God! Hey, did the Giants ever have a
L.C. Greenwood, who should be in the Hall of Fame?
Man. Anyway, Hey, Tony, I'll be back looking for you, Tony, because it's Sunday. You know, it's funny talking like this about a game and winning or after a game, and we're going into the weekend now. Oh,
I'm
God.
just laughing because we ran 2-0 Texas boy out of the chat. Chris Hansen said he's been blocked him again. I don't think he's blocking me yet, but he might have blocked me.
You know, why does he block?
Ran his butt up out of here.
He be blocking and unblocking people.
I don't know.
Texas boys, it's a mental case.
That's lame. That's lame.
But you know what? That's why I don't go to places where you're gonna get gang. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You know, Gene D goes. We got rid of some Hawks fans, so they quit because they just got annihilated. Anyway, Tony.
Yeah, you know, like you said, Ronbo, if you can't take it, if you dish it out, you should be able to take it.
Right. And then they'll start blocking people. Yeah, what is that? And then you hang around, let everybody know I blocked you, but I'm still here. What are you here for? God. Chris,
I'm gonna take a page out of your book, Ronbo. Yep. I'm gonna take a page out of your book, Ronbo.
What's that?
Texas boy, y'all better not lose that game to Arizona. Y'all better not lose that game.
Boy, the media would be all. Ooh, that would get nasty. Well, the Cowboys dropped from the number 1 ranking all the way down to number 29, just behind the Arizona Cardinals. McCarthy probably get. Somebody said, who said McCarthy would get fired? Is that Josh? McCarthy would probably get fired this weekend. Jerry Jones, his temper is finally going to get lost. I fired McCarthy, and I'm trying to trade Dak Prescott. I'm not going to try to hide nothing. I'm going to let everybody know right now. If you feel like you need a good quarterback, all I need is a first-round pick, and it's all yours. I've had it. I may die tomorrow, and I ain't going to put up with any more of this bullshit. hey, Jerry, we're on the air.
As he's sipping on a little cognac.
Yeah.
Ronbo, the wild card in their division, watch out for the Washington Commanders because Eric Bieniemy's got that Sam Howell kid, the second-year quarterback, playing well. And you were talking to a caller earlier. The Washington Commanders are 2-0, not 1-1. They're 2-0 because they beat.
See that?
Yeah.
Telling you.
And that front four is back. Chase Young's knee is healthy. I told you about that when they did to Russell Wilson last week. They had a sandwich.
Told you.
Russell
Eric
Wilson
Bieniemy
sandwich.
Got mistreated. Eric should be appointed to some team to take it over. That's all right. You know, let Washington do what they're going to do. Eric, if they do well this year, I bet he gets a head coach job next year. You got to stop mistreating guys that deserve them jobs. Anyway.
Washington got those receivers, Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel.
McLaurin is
And they got 3 good receivers.
So, all right. Yeah, I wanted Chase Young. I thought he was out on the block. So, listen, whenever we do, you got to move heaven and earth. You got to get Chase Young and put him and Nick Bosa on the same line. And people say, Chase Young is overrated, Ronbo. I mean, come on. In what way? He's the ultimate athlete. He doesn't only cover the edge, but I've seen Chase Young running down the field with wide receivers, man. Come on, man. That dude is not normal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's back now because I saw him on eyes last week. I'm like, oh, Chase is back. Him and Sweat and Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen.
Ooh, first
Look
round.
out, Cowboys, because they coming.
Anyway, all right, Tony. I'll tell you what, I'll see you Sunday, and good luck with your game. I'll be watching it too.
Yeah, we're off to Detroit. It's going to be a challenge, but we're going to get out the Jared Goff's ass.
We may never see Don Burr
again.
again. Because as long as he knows Tony's over here.
Actually, Ronbo, we ain't seen him. He wasn't in last night. He wasn't in the other night. I ain't seen Don Burr.
They lost the other day. We finally showed some shame.
You know what they do, Ronbo? Him and Texas, when they lose, they don't come in the chat, but they be watching you. They be watching. Watching the comments. They just don't come in.
We're gonna find out where they reside sooner or later. I did everything I could to see, guys. If you could find Don Burr, find him and post up where he is, so we can all get him. Anyway,
I heard he lives in a shed. All right, sir. Good night.
Good night, Tony.
See you Sunday.
Looking forward to it. Good luck. Some trolls are just, they're just entertainment. God, Fam, hey, thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. As you know, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And please, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit the like. Hit the like. Let's just close. I love it so. It's always my love. Hey, just have a great evening. I'll see you Sunday. Yak, 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 yak.